everything is on default. Okay, now my mic is picking up. Very nice. Let me just set the audio as well. Wow. Alright, someone say something.
Hello.
Alright. Welcome to the Mistwoods update patch ranking slash viewing slash very third grade reading. Anyways, first hero is Hoodwink, which very okay, she has a crit for her first skill that bounces.
It's like a fucking
Witch Doctor.
witch doctor spell, yeah.
But it does crit
Can be
damage
ground
too.
targeted to create a tree.
Yeah, but it's not a stun, it's just like a...
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it slows, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a slow, it's like a...
I don't know, this spell seems kind of nuts. Like,
I
just
thought
damage-wise.
I guess it's a slow, you're right.
Like, what's the... Like, why isn't she in the hero list?
I guess I can check in game. Movement slow is 100% for 0.25 seconds.
So it's like a root?
Pretty much. It's like shrapnel, essentially, but long duration.
Let me pull up my other...
And I assume doesn't slow attack speed.
Alright, bonus attack range, 125, 200, 275, 350, bonus damage. Bounce count, that seems really, really broken.
3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely like a big clear spell. Like, she'll definitely be able to like clear AoEs very well.
Yeah.
Like, just farm waves and be able to just... Plus the bonus attack range is super nice too. It can bounce back,
true.
right? It can just bounce between 2 units.
Yeah, it can hit one unit more than once, so I assume that means it can just do...
Yeah, so you do like 3 big attacks pretty much all in succession on one target. That sounds like very good, especially if you're some agi.
Not to mention, you can just like plant a tree and then it just jumps between one person.
Wait,
like,
it doesn't jump to the tree, does it?
No, it jumps to the tree. If there's no other units.
That's kind of broken, especially if you have like the branch neutral item.
Well, does it work with that? Like, if you put down a branch item?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It doesn't bounce to the tree. I just tried it.
No, it can ground target to create a tree, I guess.
Yeah, but then it'll bounce to the hero one time, but it won't bounce back to the tree after that.
That's fine then, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, can you just use it to like in lane if you're like you create a tree and then you eat it with the tango? Do you get double tango regen?
Wait.
Oh, let me try.
There's no way.
Hold
Or do you get like the extended tango duration, I should say?
Yeah, you
do.
do.
That's kind of crazy, honestly.
Kind of ridiculous.
Like, you just have free double tango in lane then.
Yeah.
I mean, what cooldown is this? 16 seconds? So yeah, you're not really like losing much.
Maybe a bit broken. Alright, let's move on to next skill.
Wait, does the tree at place count as the double tango tree?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, wow.
That sounds kind of broken, actually.
That's
but
insane.
Alright, let's move on. Second.
Well, if the other mid laner has quick fingers, they could take it from you.
I mean,
right?
Yeah, but
you could do the same thing with
but that's not reasonable, I feel like.
It's like anything if you place down your tree to eat your tango. Like, okay,
Fair.
Second skill, bushwhack. So it's a net trap.
It's
like
it's like shackle shot?
It's like a pit lord route, but it's like
it's
it pulls them in.
It stuns everybody that's next to the tree.
So I'm guessing like what your kit is like you use your first skill to create the tree and then like the second skill to pull them in.
Yeah, that sounds...
It also like does a lot of damage. That's 360 damage at max level.
Is that 360 each?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
That's a lot. Like, damn.
Plus that also clears waves decently. Like 360 damage, that kills the range creep early on.
That's pretty good.
I don't know. It doesn't say like
level 1.
It doesn't say like exactly how the like the pull radius. Like I know it's 325.
It's
That's
yeah.
for that, but so what if there's not a tree? Does it just do nothing then?
Yeah, it just doesn't.
I
It
assume
won't
so.
stun.
All right, that's kind of a weird type of thing, though.
It does not. Yeah, if you miss, you just miss.
Oh, anyways, third skill is Scurry, so you just want to be around trees a lot. It's kind of like Treant, where just super annoying around trees.
Oh, I can answer your question about the AoE on the second skill. It's as long as you're within the circle, it'll grab them and stun them to the tree.
Yeah, and I think the whole idea is that you use your Q to spawn a tree, and then you use your W to shackle them to it.
Yeah.
So third skill is Scurry. It says passively has a chance to evade physical attacks, even though it isn't a passive skill. It's a max charges skill. So
Very cool.
you get bonus speed, you get evasion, buff duration's 4 seconds at all levels. That seems okay. I mean,
what's the evasion chance?
8, 16, 24,
8, 16.
32.
That's pretty good.
So I mean, if you're around trees, like, I feel like this hero is going to be really good at killing like split push heroes, especially.
Wait, I think the passive evasion happens even without using the charge, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh
it is a
yeah,
passive
oh yeah.
evasion.
The evasion is passive. I don't know why it's all mixed in, but yeah, the evasion's passive when you're around trees, and then you get the tree walking, phase collision, and move speed when you activate it. So it's kind of like a wind
I was
run.
testing it in a lobby, and I'm not sure if it's broken or if I'm just an idiot, but like I would activate it and then try and run through trees, and it wouldn't let me run through the trees. It would only let me run through the trees when I activated it standing next to trees.
Well,
no,
it says
I think yeah, you have to activate it when you're near a tree.
Yeah, it says while
I
near
don't know.
trees.
Does
It
it-
specifically says that.
Oh, does it say that? Okay, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
But I think
it says possibly like evade physical attacks while near trees. I don't know if you have to like activate near trees to get the rest. I don't understand. But when I press it and I walk through heroes, it works regardless of whether I am next.
well,
to
in the demo or in the like the trailer video, not trailer video, but in like the demo skill video on the website, she's phasing through trees, and she's not even near them when she starts it. So, I mean, it's kind of like a wind run type of thing, I guess. I mean, it gives you evasion, it gives you the bonus move speed. So it's like the Treant walk plus wind run. So once again, kind of a just very based on being around trees. But anyways, moving on to her ultimate, we have Sharpshooter, which is
It's like a sniper.
it's like
charge.
assassinate that deals heavy damage, slow, and break. The damage and debuff duration scale up in time with her
On a
charge.
surprisingly low cooldown. It's only a 45-second cooldown, which is for how much damage it does is actually pretty good.
So we have max damage 600, 1000, 1400. Max debuff duration 6 seconds. Max windup time is only 3 seconds. Like, what's assassinate? Assassinate before you get the cooldown is 2 seconds, so. Or before you get the. Actually, no,
there's
they
a
removed that.
talent. Is that including the talent that makes the cooldown shorter?
We'll get the talents in a second.
Right, but I don't know if that number because it's like 5 full seconds of charge to the max duration, as far as I'm aware.
Well, it says max windup time. Oh, it says it scales up to max after 3 seconds, but it's fired after 5. So you can release it after 3 seconds and it's full.
Okay.
Which I guess it's like, oh well, we just don't want you to hold it forever, so.
And knocks you back
Yeah.
like away from them.
I mean, it's
Awkward a little.
it's a 50% slow and a maximum 6-second break, so.
It's a very thin projectile, and it also travels kind of slowly. Like Assassinate travels way faster than it does.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, while it is really good, I also think it's probably very difficult to hit. Like,
You can also move it while you're charging it.
That's true, but it doesn't. The moving it, like it's not as. I don't think it's as. At least when I was playing around in a lobby, like it's not as easy as it sounds. Like it follows your mouse, but it doesn't move extremely fast. Like I think most heroes will move faster than you can change. Like I don't know. I think it's going to be harder to use than expected.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely
Anyways.
going to be hard to use, but I don't think it makes it that much worse of a spell. I think it's still going to be very powerful.
Let's move on to her talents. I don't have them on the screen, but level 10 talents, 3-second Bushwhack cooldown or 175 health. Bushwhack, just her pull stun ability. I feel like I don't
It's 3
see
seconds
her.
that much.
I don't see her stats. Let's go to about. Okay, so she has 17 base strength, 28 base agi, 21 base int, plus 1.8 strength, plus 3.6 agi, plus 2.9 int. So her int is going to be fine. Like, that's a lot of int for an agi hero. Her strength kind of sucks. I'd probably take the health at level 10. Feels like she's just never
She's
going to have health.
incredibly squishy.
Her
I
damage
was
early
watching some
on.
pubs.
Her damage is good. She has 320 base move speed. About 5 base armor. 575 attack range. 2 base attack time, though. Wait, is that real? 2 base attack time? Jesus.
Wait, 2?
I mean, that's
활과 화살이 준비되었다.
that's awful. I think that's the lowest in the game. Tied with Doom.
Tied with Doom. Yeah.
So, oh, that's...
my woods.
Difficult to CS with.
I mean, that's just difficult to CS with, and also, Sev, you have to take in mind, like, every attack speed item you buy on her is going to be immediately more garbage. Like, if you buy a Glove of Haste, that's not 20 attack speed you get. That's like 14 attack speed now.
Oh, that's true.
Which is, it's just weird on a Agi hero. So I feel like you're not going to build attack speed items on her at all. I'm not saying you're going to go like phase boots, but I don't think you're building any attack speed items. I think you'll build like proc items for your Q. I'm probably like, I don't know, maybe like, it's hard to tell. Anyways, level 15 talent, 14 agi, or Scurry Camouflage. Camouflage is probably like the treant invisibility, right?
It's not letting me hover it. It's trying
Yeah.
to delete the thing.
Hold Alt. Hold Alt. So
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, you become invisible near trees.
Is that passive or active?
Is I think active? I think it was active when I was demoing it.
No, I'm saying like, is it when you use
Yeah,
Scurry?
it's when you activate it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
when you activate it.
I mean,
Like,
that's
it's
probably
kinda
better
no,
in
it's
more
passive.
cases
I'm
than
just
14
passive.
agi,
Okay.
unless you're
Passive.
just a carry, I guess. I don't know. This hero seems kind of weird as a carry, but
passive?
It's passive, yeah. I'm just standing here. I didn't activate it, and it's
Oh.
pretty nutty.
yeah, it's definitely better than 14 agi, I think, because you can definitely just get the jump. But
Yeah.
level 20, -5 armor corruption on auto attacks. That's kind of large.
I mean that applies to Acorn Shot, right? So
Yeah, I think that applies all your debuffs.
yeah, that's pretty nutty.
Versus 25% faster sharpshooter projectile and charge time. So probably just depending on how you're playing her.
Yeah, it just depends on
-5 armor corruption though. Like even if you're support, that's so much tower push.
5 is a lot. Yeah.
Like you combine it with the Blightstone if you're just like a pause 4 or something. You just have like a Deso's worth of friggin' minus armor on a target. So it's kind of insane. And then like level 25 plus are 2 acorn shot charges. So that's, you can just use both, and that's a ton of damage, especially if 2 units are next to each other. Sharpshooter, pure damage, and pierces spell immunity. I mean,
How much damage is it?
1400 at
damage,
max level.
100? That's a decent amount.
So I feel like,
It's pure.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
level 25, I feel like is super good for either, depending on if you're a nuker or if you're a, like if you're just a
Oh, wait.
carry.
I don't think does this hero have like any really bad talents? Like I guess the Bushwhack cooldown isn't.
The 14
I mean,
agi is not very good.
14 agi is still okay, like
I
it's
feel
not
like 14
terrible.
Agi is less that 14 Agi is bad, and more that the Scurry camouflage is like ridiculous.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean,
That's
14
probably-
I mean, most agi heroes at level 15, they'll get like 10 agi, so I don't
Yeah.
think Hoodwink has a bad talent out of any of them really. Which I mean, it's a new hero, so
Yeah, it's
but
not-
just going over the stats again, high agi, low strength, very low base attack time, projectile speed,
What does
pretty
Hoodwink
mid.
Axe do?
What?
Mhm.
She doesn't
She
have
doesn't
an
have
axe
an
or
axe.
yeah,
Yeah, she doesn't have an
axe.
ags yet, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Or an
Doesn't have an Axe
ags.
or a shard?
Nope.
No,
neither.
or shard, no.
I feel like this hero is probably going to be best in a mid or support role. Probably.
Yeah, I feel like
Mid or
middle
four?
four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like 4 probably the better role just because you can still clear waves.
People are gonna play her as mid.
Oh, yeah.
Because you go, but
I'm saying
yeah, I
like
think
as a
support-
4,
support-
she has high base damage, she has decent range, she has a lot of armor, like she has 5 armor and 320 move speed. Like that's a lot to just harass an enemy with. Like you start her with the Blightstone and she's just gonna right click the enemy carry 50 times in lane and not really care about it. It doesn't
She
say
has
her
an
base
AoE stun.
regen. What's her? Yeah, it does. It's 2 base health. That's not too bad. Like it sucks that she's kind of squishy early on, but like if you take, like, well, if you're a support, what do you skill? Like I know you probably want to skill Acorn Shot, so you have a lot more like harass.
I prefer 1-1-1
W.
than
more,
max
right?
W. I'd 1-1-1 than max W.
Yeah, because like
that-
it's an AoE stun. Like it's AoE stun
Having-
and 14-second cooldown. It's a lot.
Having 1 point in the queue allows you to place a tree to use the W. And then a passive point in your E like can just help you get out of sticky situations, and you max the W for the stun and damage.
Was that for mid and 4 or just 4? Do you think?
You just 4 for mid. It would either be between. I actually don't know. I think you could probably get away with any of them. Well, actually, how does the movement speed scale on? Because like you could, I have a feeling you could maybe kind of run her like a Clinks hero, where you would like how Clinks was maxing his invis when it gave him movement speed, and he would just gank lanes.
Yeah.
Movement speed goes 25, 30, 35, 40.
So it doesn't scale great, but like
Percent
I genuinely think you could get away with maxing any of them. I'd probably max
two.
my W first.
Really? I thought you were gonna say Q. It's a lot of damage, and it's like at level 20, that armor corruption is. I mean, I guess at level 20 you're done by everything, but it's still a lot of damage. Like, and it gives you attack.
Yeah, but
range.
I mean, but Bushwhack's 360 damage. Doing 360 damage at level 7, like to supports and stunning them for 2 seconds, like. I don't
Would you
know,
maybe?
I'd have to
Would you maybe consider getting 2 in your queue? That way the cooldowns
I'd
match
probably
up.
I'd probably go a hybrid. I'd probably be like 2-2-1 by
Yeah,
level 6 and then max W.
because Acorn Shot cooldown once it's level 2 matches up with Bushwhack's cooldown. That we can always use them just both simultaneously.
Together. Yeah.
And the depth and like the bonus damage doubles, the attack range gets increased by a decent amount. Like yeah, the mana cost goes up a little bit, but that's one thing I also want to point out. Like her ult is really low mana, her scurry is really low mana, but I feel like if you're spamming these first 2 skills, it's going to cost a lot of mana, and I'm not sure what she'll buy for that. Maybe like Yules to set up a combo or something. It's kind of weird on an Agi hero.
and
but
and
Yeah,
I've been
new items.
I might have looked ahead, but some of the new items will be very beneficial for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
alright. You're all cheaters.
No.
Anyways,
I didn't know.
I'm just gonna put the heroes in A. I don't think it's that broken, but I think once
Hero
people,
seems very powerful right now.
I think people just don't know how to play against her. But
honestly,
anyways,
Like just reading all of her spells. Like
I might
I'm
change it later
struggling.
once these items come out that are also. Why is Fox in Ubuntu font?
'cause why not? I wanted to be fun.
I don't know, these
All right,
just like looking at her spells, they just all seem extremely powerful. I'm just
but
not...
moving on because we've already spent like 20 minutes on this. Agony
What?
Shards. This seems very very brain hurty. Aghanim Shard
Definitely
costs
a brain
1400
cheat.
gold. All heroes except for the new one have their own custom shard upgrade as part of this update, which permanently adds a new ability or improves an existing one. Can be purchased starting at 20 minutes and consumes immediately when it's given to your hero, like Aghanim's Blessing. You can now check what Scepter and Shard upgrades do for the selected hero in the hero UI next to their abilities, as well as ones which are active. Consumed Scepter buffs no longer show up as a buff icon mixed in with other buffs. All clicking on the Scepter and Shard UI will notify your allies whether the selected hero owns that upgrade. So pretty much like a mini Ags that costs literally nothing.
It's just boneless eggs. So
It costs 1,400 gold, but
Uh,
doesn't
the
take up a slot.
1400 is a
It doesn't take
decent
up a slot,
slot, yeah.
Doesn't take a
and
slot.
you can just buy it at 20 minutes, so
I don't understand how the charges work because it looks like there's only one in stock.
well,
It's probably going to be like what's it called, Raindrop, where it's out of stock until 5 minutes, and then you can buy as many as you want.
we'll see
Probably
once we get like later on how it works. But anyways, moving on to heroes, we have
You can probably only buy one, but everyone could buy their own, I think.
Yeah.
Abaddon. Cast point of Aphotic Shield increased, borrow time, scepter duration increased, just some buffs along the board. We have mist coil damage increased. They swapped the armor and the damage, level 25. Mist coil kind of boring, but Agony Shard ability causes mist coil and Aphotic Shield to apply a Curse of Avernus stack on enemies.
What does that mean? A Photic Shield applies to...
When a Aphotic Shield explodes, anyone hit by it gets one.
Yeah, or if you use mist coil on an enemy, it causes a stack.
I think that's pretty good.
I think
it
the
sounds
shard
applicable.
upgrade is just kind of mediocre. Like, I understand getting hit by the shield, but at the same time, like, the base...
I mean, it lets you apply the base slow from range,
Yeah.
right? So
And it
it's at
also
the very
increases it. Let me see what the base slow is for Abaddon. Okay, so it's... The basic slow is 25%, so I mean, it's still solid.
So 32% is like not insignificant for sure.
I'm just gonna say Abaddon's a C. That's just so super boring here.
I think he has better potential now with the early damage talent. I think that actually makes him pretty strong.
I think this is at least applicable, even if it's not very exciting.
I have Alchemist.
Alchemicals.
Unstable concoction mana cost reduced. Unstable concoction cooldown reduced. Acid spray damage increased. Acid spray first. Damage instance is now immediate, so you can't blink out of it. Gold bonus damage cap reduced. If an ally has a scepter buff or the item, it refunds them based on which version they have.
Wait, what?
That sounds kind of broken.
That's kind of broken.
Like, so what? If your ally buys a scepter and then you give them a scepter, it automatically gives them the gold.
Yeah, it just gives them the gold.
That's
so
kind of nutty.
Insane.
Because
Yeah, that's
before you
kind
used
of
to always run into that issue where, okay, Alchemist is going to give out Ags eventually, but I need an Ags now.
Alchemist granted scepter buffs provide the full stat bonuses.
That's so huge.
That's like, damn.
Alright. And,
That's
alright,
crazy.
the scepter bonus for himself is lowered a little bit, who cares? Cleave talent reduced a little, who cares? Aghanim Shard ability, Berserk Potion. Now, keep in mind, this hero is going to be able to buy his Ag Shard pretty much whenever, so...
Yeah.
Grants Berserk Potion, throws the potion at the target ally, applying a basic dispel and granting 50 attack speed and 40 regen for 10 seconds. 800 cast range, 45-second cooldown, 125 mana cost, and you can use it on yourself.
That's a lot.
Those are some very large numbers.
I think one thing to take into account, though, is that this is 20 minutes in
Yeah.
that you can actually buy the shard.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, that's when Alchemist, like, peaks, though. Like, you have, like, your item plus, like, you have your Battle
Right,
Fury
but like
plus,
if
like,
Alchemist could get this item at 10 minutes, right, then it'd be way better.
Well,
but
yeah.
like, I think if you can shut down the like, it's...
I'm saying is that, like, it's an item where it's just, or it's an additional ability as well. Like, I feel like there's going to be two different types of these shard upgrades, where one is going to be, okay, it improves an additional ability, which is great. But then you have ones that are like, oh, it's a new ability. Like, that could be on par with an Ag Scepter. Like, I feel like this one is almost on par with the Scepter.
I mean, like 40 HP regen, even at 20 minutes, is pretty insane.
And 50 attack speed. And it's a Dispel. Like, there aren't many carries with a Dispel for your allies outside of, like, CK Ags.
And it's like effectively, like, it's 1,400 gold for Alchemist is nothing.
I feel like this is definitely falls under the category of this shard could be a scepter almost. Like if you made it a little bit better, it would be a scepter compared to Abaddon's. Abaddon's would be a really terrible scepter. So I'm giving this hero an S. Like I hate the hero. I feel like it got way better with this stupid Ags bullcrap. And I mean, this shard is just gonna, and you can use it on yourself. Like if you couldn't use it on yourself, I don't feel like it'd be that good. But just use it on yourself and just get another purge because hey, my cooldown is on, or my ult is on cooldown, but I get another purge because screw everybody.
All right.
It might be a bit salty, but oh well.
I really want to play as well, so like I want to.
Yeah, definitely.
Cruise through this.
Ice Pass, max travel time improved from 2 seconds to 1.75. Chilling Touch mana cost reduced. Ag Shard ability, Ice Vortex, deals 40 damage per second and reduces attack speed by 20. I think all of these changes are pretty garbage. This is a C.
Yeah.
I think 40 damage is much worse than it's. Dude, stop autocorrecting it. 40 damage is like not that much. All right, AM mana break, max burn. Sorry, what'd you say?
That could almost be a D, honestly. I think the AA one, but no, go on.
Yeah, I agree. Mana break, max burn reduced from. Okay, so slight nerf to the mana burn. 15% talent. Swapped agility out for armor, which is a nerf. Reduced cash blink range, nerf. 20 talent, uncontrollable illusion to 0.1% mana void damage multiplier. I think this is actually a buff because I think I was of the opinion the uncontrollable illusion was not that great.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
Mana void damage multiplier could be like really good against heroes like OD. Scepter rework now grants blink fragment, blinks an illusion at the target enemy or location and attacks them for 7 seconds. Uses Blink's cast range. Illusion cannot be controlled. Deals 50% damage. Takes 250% damage. Casting counterspell also casts it on the fragment illusion.
This sounds very weird.
It's like
Successful counterspell creates an illusion attacking the caster for 5 seconds.
I don't think that's very good.
It's,
I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, it removes counterspell mana cost, so it's
By the time you get to 20 minutes, I feel like counterspell mana cost is not a big deal. I don't know.
I think this scales as anti-mage scales, right? Like anti-mage gets a Scotty, this illusion is applying Scotty for free, right?
yeah.
I mean, like it's one of those things where anti-mage farms so fast that he'll be like, okay, now I have like Abyssal Scotty Manta, I'll just get this shard and it'll just be a slight buff to me, you know?
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it also. I feel like the shard is super underwhelming. It's also an upgrade instead of an actual ability. So, I feel like these anti-mage buffs are this anti-mage change is probably just another C.
I think I'd give it a B. I think it definitely has potential as like the game goes on.
Yeah.
Like this, the shard is like only 400 gold. It's not a lot at like 40 minutes for an anti-mage.
I mean, you also have to just compare it to what other people get for shards too. So.
Well, you also have to take into account that shards are balanced around how balanced the hero is originally, I think. And these shards are also going to get tweaked hardcore as the meta changes, I bet. All right, Arc Warden, strength gain reduced. This is pretty big because Arc Warden's strength gain is actually really good, so getting less strength kind of sucks. The Scepter rework, after impacting an enemy, Spark Wraiths now spawn a new Spark Wraith, which then starts its activation period of like the 1.5 second cooldown.
That just go on forever?
No, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't get
duplicated wraiths do not duplicate again. I think this is a nerf because I thought the old Scepter was really cool for like really late game scenarios. Like, there's no way I would ever buy this Scepter on Arc Warden, like unless I was already 7 slotted, right?
Yeah.
Which was the same one with the old Scepter, but the old Scepter like had the chance to give me a 60-minute DD, right, which could win the game.
Yeah, and also once you take into account the talents for the Spark Wraith got nerfed heavily.
Yeah.
Like with the old Spark Wraith talents, I feel like you maybe could have gone it for like a burst build, but
yeah. The Flux cast range reduced, I think is fine, but it's still good. I think I'd still take it most of the time. The cooldown reduction was kind of expected. The attack speed reduction kind of sucks, but it's not terrible. Like, I think these are both like still really good level 15 talents.
yeah.
So the 1.5 Spark Wraith cooldown to the 150 Spark Wraith damage. This is 150 Spark Wraith damage versus like 100 attack range. I think Spark Wraith damage is actually legit. Like 150 is a lot. But I think I'd still usually take it. It depends. Well, okay. So I was talking with Frenzy about this because he was mentioning some of the new items. and some of the new items that make it actually really work well with Arc Warden, which would make you want to take the Spark Wraith damage, but it really depends. And then the level 25 talent's actually really huge because your Tempest like lasts forever now. Like it's 100% uptime.
Yeah, I think that's
obviously
really big.
spawning a new one won't give you 3, right? It's gonna refresh the old one. But it's still like having 100% uptime without it dying is like pretty huge for split pushing. And then Agnes Shard ability, Magnetic Field now pushes enemies out of the area and applies allies within it 20% magic resistance. I think it's good, but again, it's the only thing I would pick up after I'm already 6 slotted, right? Like, there's not very many instances, unless there was a hero, like a really big jump hero that's like constantly getting on my allies and stuff, like a Ricky or something, that I would think about it. And this also this could be potentially insanely busted against Legion Commander dueling you. Like, you push Legion away.
Well,
and
also,
if they're like standing on the edge, it'll push her outside of the edge and she won't be able to hit them.
Also, one thing I feel like is really good for this is pushing high ground, especially if you're against this big nuker. Like, if you push high ground and you have all your heroes in the bubble, like to where they get all the evasion and the magic res, you can like push high
like
ground.
Tinker or something.
Yeah, like Tinker, Techies, Earthshaker, because you don't care about it. Like, it doesn't do it for the creeps, but 20% magic resistance in the bubble is still pretty large. So I feel like you could just buy it right before you go high ground and have like these insane bubbles. So I think
I agree.
I think Arc Warden's a solid B.
I think he's A. All right, Axe. Battle Hunger cast range rescaled. So now at max, it's actually quite a bit larger, but it's lower at level 1. But level 2, it's already higher than it used to be, which is a buff. Berserk Scepter reworked. So his old Scepter was an AoE Battle Hunger. Now Berserkers apply a calls Battle Hunger to affected units. Battle Hunger also reduces enemy armor by 7 and grants you 7 per affected target. So that's insane, actually.
Yeah, that's really huge, especially with Blade Mail.
It's literally like the same thing, but better.
Yeah.
Because it still applies Battle Hunger, and now 7's a lot of armor to reduce, and then giving you more on top of Blade Mail, yeah. And it lowers the cooldown by 2 seconds. That's insane, actually.
Yeah. And you get
okay.
mana regen at level 10 again.
Yeah, level 10 changed from movement speed to mana regen. Level 15 removed the mana regen and gave him a movement speed there. They have essentially swapped it. Level 15 attack counter helix was removed and swapped to 300 health, and then the attack counter helix is now provided by the shard with also 20 attack speed.
That's okay. I mean, the shard is whatever, but I think Axe as a hero got a lot better. This is definitely an A.
Yeah, no, that Ags is like, I think like Blink Blade Mail Ags Rush is just the play now.
And then the new items are also pretty good for him. So
Bane, Night Vision improved. Brain Sap damage type changed from magical to pure. Brain Sap damage reduced by.
So it's back to how it was before.
Yeah.
But the cast
Brain
point
Sap-
is increased.
Yeah, Brain Sap Scepter no longer improves the cast point because the cast point has been improved overall. Fiend's Grip damage now also pure, but does less. Swap Nightmare and Enfeeble hotkeys.
Yeah,
That's just trolling at this point. What is this?
Love Treebeard.
Reworked Enfeeble reduces all attack damage by a percentage and regeneration by a percentage. So this is like, you just pick this hero against Alchemist now.
God.
And reduces cast speed, which is kind of crazy. But does not pierce spell immunity, so I assume it can be dispelled. And it's like a spell that you actually cast on someone else, not like applied by your abilities. Level 15 talent increase on one, and then another decreased, and then level 20 nerf. The Agony Shard is insane. Fiend's Grip now creates an uncontrollable illusion that also channels Fiend's Grip on the target. Illusion takes 750% damage and immediately dies if it's interrupted. But having 2 instances of Fiend Grip is like actually a lot of damage.
Well,
And then also Bane can cast it so the illusion's gripping him, and then Bane can like stop his grip and then also do stuff to the hero.
Well, does it stack with the damage? Like, is it double damage on Fiend's Grip?
Let me test it in a lobby right now.
It says
My assumption is that
it says
that's
the
case.
effects don't
it
stack.
says
But
they don't stack. I don't understand.
well, effects, I don't know. It's also, I
What
feel
does
like
that
the big
mean?
part about this is that usually when you Fiend's Grip someone, like, everybody's like, oh, where's the Bane? Stop the Bane Fiend's Grip.
Yeah.
Now they have to stop both. Because if they only stop one, then you're still gripping with the other one. Like, I know the illusion spawns fairly nearby, but still.
still 2.
So if they stop the real Bane, does the illusion still
Yeah.
does the Fiend
The
still
illusion's
go?
going, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like kind of crazy. So what if you channel Fiend's Grip and then stop it manually? Does
Yeah,
it still
Okay, it's not in the lobby. Look at my lobby. I'll stream right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like insane if that's the
Well,
Are you watching my
Yeah.
lobby?
Yeah. Well,
So the other one's casting it right now. I stop moving and this one stops immediately.
that's weird
what-
because the
what-
image on the page looks
Yeah.
like it keeps going.
The,
so I
the
think this
page,
is a
the
bug.
way the one on the page keeps going.
the one on the page. Yeah, the one on the page keeps going. This is super weird. I don't.
I think it's just a bug, honestly. I don't think the illusion's supposed
I
to
don't.
stop.
I don't. Yeah. It's like,
It is only one
Is it
instance.
double damage?
I can't tell.
if it keeps
That's just
going,
one. I
So
think.
can you make another enemy and like stun the original Bane hero?
What?
Can you make an enemy that stuns the Bane hero and keeps the illusion
Oh.
going?
Oh,
to
yeah.
see? Okay, so the illusion died too.
I mean, I think we'll just have to.
Seems like a bug.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how that is. But tentatively, I think this is definitely an A.
yeah, I was gonna say.
I feel like these are a
I
lot
feel
of,
like it's
well, especially the night vision too, because you can like. when
dude.
you
The
s-
new Enfeeble is insane.
Well, I'm saying like
50%
even when you
damage
smoke
reduction.
at nighttime, like you can have Bane lead with 1200 night vision and then just instantly sleep someone from fog, and then you just tear him a new one. But anyways, Batrider, base armor increased by 1. Thanks Valve, literally unkillable. Sticky Napalm no longer deals less damage to creeps. Damage per stack reduced for Sticky Napalm. Turn rate slow reduced. Radius increased. That sounds like Firefly movement decreased. Lasso cooldown increased. Cast range increased. Scepter secondary range increased. Movement speed increased. 20 talent change to Flame Break charges. 25 change from Flame Break cooldown to Flaming Lasso cooldown. And Flaming Lasso... Alright, this looks really dumb. You can use Lasso on an allied hero, granting them 80% damage reduction. Has 20-second cooldown when used on allies.
Oh my god! So you just
I mean-
lasso your friends and
Just
take
Lasso
them
your
away?
carry.
And
I
it
guess
has a
it's not
20,
bad if
yeah,
it's like if they're like stunned or whatever and they're
it
taking a
has
lot
a
of
20
damage.
second cooldown if you cast it on an ally, which I think is like that's pretty good.
I mean, I feel like this could be really broken or really bad.
Yeah,
They-
it's,
I feel
it's
like-
either like completely busted or like useless.
I feel like damage reduction in Valve is just really dumb, so I'm just gonna...
I mean, the hero was already kind of good before, right?
I'm gonna say C. Or no, I'm gonna say B. Because I feel like good Batrider players will abuse this and bad Batrider players will suck. So I'm just gonna say a B. Alright, moving on. We have Beastmaster, Wild Axes, damage increased. The talent increased. Alright, the talent changed from 200 Hawk Vision to 3 mana regen. From 450 health to 50 Wild Axes damage. And level 25 from 100 Wild Axes damage to plus 350 health Beastmaster controlled units.
That gives health to both himself and the units.
Yeah, and you get the... I assume it's like if you have a Necro creep too, or is it just...
I mean, it's controlled.
Yeah,
unit.
it says all of the
everything.
summoned units. Yeah.
I feel like that could be really large. I mean, I'm not too big on health talents at level 25, but his shard ability, Hawks become controllable and gain dive bomb. Channels for 1 second, revealing itself, and then flies towards the target enemy, dealing 175 damage and stunning them for 1 second, killing the Hawk.
I think it's cool.
I
You're
think the
literally
fact that
telling your Hawk to go kill himself.
I think the fact that it becomes controllable is bigger than the dive bomb. I think the dive bomb's gonna be
Like, how
pretty
long do you...
useless.
I mean, it's a stun from a distance.
Oh, how
right?
long do you have to control the Hawk? That's what I'm saying. I mean,
What do you-
Channels for
I feel
1
like
second. It seems.
I was
don't know.
I'm under the impression that you just can control the hawk.
let me pull
Oh, yeah,
this
I
up.
Control the hawk
Guys.
forever. Yeah.
I'm pulling this up to test real quick. Where the heck is this Ags upgrade in the thing?
It's in the starting items section thing.
Call of the Wild Hawk.
전투를 준비하십시오.
This is so sad. The hawk makes such a sad noise when you tell it to go kill itself.
Oh no.
All right, I'm gonna move on to Bloodseeker while you do that. Bloodseeker base intelligence reduced. Bloodseeker HP cost reduced. Or Blood Rage HP cost reduced. Blood Rage attack speed increased by 10 at each level. Blood Right damage reduced pretty significantly by max level. 60 damage at max level and that's 60 damage pure. Blood Right cooldown increase, where it's just higher cooldown at lower levels, but the same cooldown at max level. Blood Right mana cost increase overall. Thirst non-hero heal increase. Thirst no longer provides half heal when within 300 range of dying creeps. Thirst now provides full heal rather than half heal when within 300 range of dying heroes. So if you're near a hero that dies, you just get healed no matter what. Full heal.
Yeah.
Thirst hero heal reduced by 5%. Rupture mana cost reduced. Rupture damage increase. Level 25 talent minus 5 second cooldown to minus 4 second cooldown slight nerf. The Agony Shard Blood Rage attacks now deal 1.5% of the target's max health as pure damage and heal you for that amount.
So it's like a Lifestealer type thing.
Yeah, which seems really good.
But it only affects yourself, so any sort of like nuker Bloodseeker gets worse. I feel like the Blood Right changes are very drastic. You can't just like spam Blood Right all the time because it costs a ton of mana now as well.
Right. I think he's more scaled to a right click, pseudo right click build now.
I don't know. I just don't like him as a right clicker at all, though. I'm gonna give this hero a D.
I'm giving him a B. I think he has hidden potential. Bounty Hunter base movement speed increased by 5. Intelligence rescaled so that he starts with more but gains 0.1 less with each level. Shadow Walk slow increased pretty significantly. Track speed radius increased by 300. Agnes Shard allies now gain 50% of track speed boost. So, and if you track someone and you have an ally near you, they move at half of what you go. But that's still, I think that's pretty good.
I think this hero's an A. Like
Really?
the track, the allies get the track bonus speed, and it gives AOE vision around. It gives vision around the target for your team. Like giving AOE vision plus the speed radius is now 1200. Like you just once you get that item, like the enemy should really have a way to purge that, or else it's gonna be really rough because you're always gonna have the vision advantage. Like it's
all right, Brewmaster.
Kind of crazy.
Base agility reduced. Drunken Brawler now passively provides evasion and crit chance.
Glad you took this one. I don't want to read it.
Drunken Brawler now passively provides evasion and crit chance for 190% damage. Drunken Brawler can now be activated to provide 3 times chance for evasion and critical strike, alternating between 20% slower and 40% faster. So Drunken Brawler big buff. Drunken Brawler cooldown increased, but the cooldown doesn't necessarily matter as much, especially at max level. It's the same, and you're still getting the passives. Primal Split Earth Bruising armor increased. Primal Split Earth Bruising health increased. Earth Bruising HP regen increased. Primal Split Storm HP. So it's just just increase the HP of all of the Brewlings, and then Fire Brewling now has 30% status resistance. Scepter Rework, Primal Split now has 2 charges and can be canceled at any time. Your hero forms back on whichever Brewling you canceled it from.
That's big.
Charge replenish time is equal to the normal cooldown, so you get 2 ultimates.
That's pretty nice. So he can just like,
that's insane.
have one Brewling in whatever direction and just like come back as a hero to that one.
Yeah, exactly. And you can cancel it at any time. Like you can just go back to it whenever you want to. You don't have to stay in primal form the whole time. Level 10 talent, health to 1 second longer slow. The slow was reworked to 30% Cinder Brew damage duration, 15% magic resistance moved to health, 120% brawler strike damage to 80% because it's probably passive, so they wanted to nerf it. And then level 25%, instead of less cooldown, which would have just been busted with the Scepter, they changed that to Brewlings gain the evasion and crit chance. And now his Shard ability, Primal Split, now creates a Void Brewling, which
That's
has
really funny.
Astral Pulse, affecting AoE, applies 40% slow and disarm.
That's really funny.
Cool.
I
They
feel
made
like
a
you're now a
Void
Brewmaster player.
Yeah,
Just have another
Brew
Void
Brew
Spirit.
Mid could be good. I think Brewmaster is S tier now.
I think it's
Seems
I think it's an A, just because I don't know. I feel like there's so many changes to where people are just gonna spam him. I don't think he's like super good, but it's definitely like very solid. I think.
Bristleback Warpath bonus damage increased by 1 at max level. Viscous Nasal Goose Scepter now also increased max stacks from 4 to 8. Viscous Nasal Goose Scepter radius increased by 75, or no, 125, or
Yeah, it's 125.
yeah. Level 15 talent from max goose stacks to attack speed. Agony Scepter grants hairball. Coughs a quill-filled hairball towards the target location. Or reps at the location, hitting enemies in a radius with goo and 2 stacks of quills.
Who thinks of this?
It's so cloudy.
A 1500 cast range?
But it is a 20-second cooldown.
Does this
I
give
think-
vision at all?
Map.
I think Bristlebacks would be.
To give vision?
I don't know.
Let me check. Let me check
All right,
for
Brood
what.
Mother. Agility gain reduced by 0.2, and Agnes Shard ability grants Silken Bola, consumes 1 spin web charge and roots the enemy for 2 seconds. Good in the later game when you have used all your webs already and you just want to root. Not that great. I think she's still trash. Centaur, Stampede duration. Brood, I'm giving a D. Centaur Warrunner, Stampede duration rescaled. So now it's worse early but better later. Stampede damage increased early but the same at max level. Level 15 talent from 40 damage to 1 second Stampede duration. So at max level with the talent you could have Stampede last for 5.5 seconds, which I think is actually crazy. Agnes Shard causes double edge to increase your strength by 15% per hero hit for 12 seconds. Duration refreshes per stack up to 5 stacks. Slows enemies by 15% for 2 seconds.
So it just doesn't take damage.
Well,
Oh,
no, he just
heals. Okay.
he just gets a bunch of strength. And the slow is also pretty good. I think Centaur's a B.
I think that Stampede duration's really big, so yeah, I'll give him a C.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Brood's a D
Give him
here.
a B.
Chaos Knight. Literally not changed, except you get an Agony Shard. Creates a phantasm illusion attacking the target for the duration of the stun. Increases cast range by 300, which I guess
How much damage do Phantasm illusions do now? I like that.
a lot.
If
But it's
a
only
lot,
for
then
the
it's just
duration of the stun. So which means if you get a 2-second stun, it kind of sucks.
I mean, I feel like I don't know.
That's
Seems-
solidly a C, I guess.
Just seems fine.
Chen, Divine Favor no longer has an active component. Light Persuasion cannot be cast on already converted unit to teleport it to you. Can be cast on your hero to teleport all creeps to you. I think this used to be a thing. Get 175 cast range at level 10 now. That's really big. Level 15 talent from Divine Favor cooldown to Penitence slow. Don't know if that actually matters. Level 25 talent from Holy Persuasion max units to Holy Persuasion max units and 3 charges. Don't think that really does a lot. Agony Shard, Divine Favor. Oh, you can send your heroes home again. That's kind of cool.
Let's go.
I'm just giving
Cannot
this a
target
C.
spell immune allies. I think he's B if someone knows what they're doing with him. Cling Space Mana Regen reduced. This fucking sucks because his mana regen is just terrible, and now it's literally 0. Level 10 talent change from Skeleton Walk summons a burning army to +8 damage. Level 20 talent change from kills reset Death Pact to -10 second strafe cooldown. Now and then, so they basically took the level 10 talent and gave it to his shard, but this
This
now
is a
gives him-
D. This hero friggin'
Oh my
sucks.
god. What?
This hero sucks. Like,
Yeah.
if you have to buy a shard to do what your level 10 talent used to do, the hero sucks.
Yeah.
All right, Clockwork. Level 25% talent from 40% magic resistance to spell immunity while inside power cogs. Oh, that's cool.
The shard
Agony
ability.
Shard Jetpack. Grants Jetpack. Rises up and grants flying vision, flying movement, and 50% movement speed, but significantly reduces ability to turn. Lasts for 6 seconds. You are disarmed during the flight. Casting hook shot ends this buff.
S tier.
S tier.
Oh my
Put down my
god.
This
mic.
is the fun.
CM. Frostbite damage interval change from 0.7 to 0.25. Same overall damage, but it just applies the damage much
Okay.
faster now. Frostbite DPS changed to a fixed 25 per tick rather than being defined by its total damage.
What?
Yeah, so it's
So it makes things that affect frostbite duration better, if I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
everything
correct.
longer means it's better, but if the enemy has status resistance, it does like 2 damage now.
It does what it does less. Okay.
All right,
Sure.
Aghanim Shard ability. Frostbite reduces Frostbite cooldown by 1 second and allows it to be cast on yourself, reducing incoming damage by 70% for the duration. Allows casting Frostbite while channeling as long as a valid target is in range.
I mean, you can use Frostbite on yourself while you're using your ultimate.
Well, you can
You
also
can use Frostbite on any-
ultimate and Frostbite people inside of your ultimate, right?
Yeah.
That's where I think it's really good.
Yeah,
Wait,
Yeah,
but, like-
that seems pretty good.
Oh, while channeling it's allowed. Okay.
that's
Yeah.
probably a B. Doesn't actually increase, like... Yeah, it's probably a B. I think she'll get some play. Darkseer, Ion Shell radius increased. Level 15 talent increased from Ion Shell provides max health to 6 armor. Level 20 talent changed from 8 armor to 1 second plus Wall of our replica slow. Scepter rework causes Ion Shell to have 2 charges, increases duration by 20 seconds, and provides 350 health. So moving a talent over to the Scepter, kind of warring. Aghanim Shard ability, normal punch. This sounds like a
Look at
friggin'...
the animation; it's hilarious.
This looks like
It's
a friggin'
Japanese
Pokemon
letters.
move. And yeah, it's literally anime.
Passive cooldown attack causes your next attack on a hero to knock an illusion out of them and stun them for up to 2 seconds, knock back for 350 distance, and deal 250 damage based on how far you've moved in the past 3 seconds.
That's a really good ability, just because it's a stun.
Yeah, a 2-second stun ability that costs you like 1,600 gold.
I mean, I feel like the hero still sucks, but it's a really fun ability.
All right, Dark Willow. Base intelligence increased. Curse Crown cast range increased. Bramble Maze cast range increased. Terrorize cast range reduced. Level 10 talent from 0.4 to 0.6. Level 10 talent from cast range to 2-second Shadow Realm cooldown. That's really good. Level 15 talent changed from Shadow Realm cooldown to cast range. Level 20 talent reduced. The CD is nerf. Level 25 talent from 1.3 to 1.5. Curse Crown now creates 4 brambles around the target after the counter ends. Reduces cooldown by 3. And it doesn't matter how it ends, like even if they BKB to purge it, it'll still make the brambles around them. I think this hero is A tier.
Yeah, it's probably
Dazzle.
an A.
Shallow Grave duration rescaled. Bad early, better later. Shallow Grave cooldown reduced in the early levels. It's the same in late levels. Shallow Grave cast range increased in early levels. Level 15 talent from plus 30 heal / damage on Shadow Wave to plus 35 attack speed. Scepter Rework causes Shadow Wave to dispel enemies, increases heal by 60, and increases damage by 80. That's insane. The old one just made him attack whenever he casts a spell. Now you can buy Ags, and I think like pause 3 Dazzle might actually be legit now, where you just like rush Scepter and then like treat it like an Abaddon, where you're just saving all your allies. Aghanim Shard launches an attack on the 3 closest enemies each time you cast it. So they took his Ags, moved it to his Shard, and then made his Ags busted. I'm pretty sure Dazzle's S tier actually.
I think the bad juju, like the shard, is garbage, but I think his Scepter's good, and I think his other stuff got good. I think it's a B tier, but I think he'll get some play. Death Prophet. Base movement speed increased from 310 to 335. Because,
That's actually a lot.
yeah, let's just give her 25 move speed. Spirit Siphon no longer drains move speed, but the charge replenish time gets a little bit better. Exorcism ghost speed increased, so I guess they move to you and move back faster, which means more damage. Turn rate improved. Level 25 talent from Exorcism grants haste to minus 20 seconds Spirit Siphon replenish time, which, I mean, you don't have a hasted Death Prophet, but she's still super fast anyways. Shard ability, Spirit Siphon now drains 0.75 armor per second and gives it to you. Armor gain lasts for 14 seconds. I
think
feel
it's
like
not
that could
better
be...
than other colors
it's
sometimes.
like- It's like decent, but I don't know.
This
if
hero's
it's
a
worth
B just
spending
because...
400 gold.
Yeah, I mean, you give her 25 movement speed, I feel like it's going to be so garbage to play against. But Disruptor, level 10 talent, increased from minus 2 second kinetic field cooldown to minus 3. Aghanim Shard ability, Thunder Strike, allows Thunder Strike to be cast on allies, follows the ally and deals damage around them. Each strike gives a short 1 second buff that provides plus 50% movement speed and 75 attack speed. Strike intervals every 2 seconds, increases radius by 160 when used on allies. I feel like this is...
So weird.
So it just makes them fast.
OG's gonna find a way to abuse it and win TI, so it's definitely an A tier.
Yeah, for sure.
Doom causes Scepter Rework causes Doom to apply break and reduces cooldown from 145 to 100. Level 10 talent increased from plus 2 second Doom duration to plus 3. I still think the other one is better a lot of times, but you know. Agony Shard ability, Infernal Blade stun duration is increased from 0.6 to 1.2. If the enemy level is a multiple of 3 or above level 24, they will be stunned by it for an additional 0.6 seconds.
That's so random.
I mean,
that's his old ability.
yeah,
that's
it's
like
level
Doom's
death.
old
Level death
level
used to be
death,
really
yeah.
funny. Because someone would just be at the right level and you just do like 1500 damage nuke.
Isn't that kind of how Chaos Knight works when he's got like random shit?
I mean, not based on level though.
They're bringing back is very old. I think the fact that Doom Ags causes a break the entire time it's up makes him at least A tier.
I like that it reduces the cooldown. I don't like how it... I like the Infernal Blade break a little bit more, but... I don't know, I think Doom's probably a B tier here. I think he got a little bit better, but not by much. Dragon Knight, Breathe Fire, mana cost reduced by 10 at all levels. Dragon Tail damage increased a little bit. None of those things actually matter. Elder Dragon form splash radius increased by 50. Level 15 talent increased by 50. All that just is garbage. New Agony Shard ability, Fireball, grants Elder Dragon form the Fireball ability. Ignites the 450. This is literally just the neutral creep ability, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
This looks like it sucks. I mean, the cooldown is really low. I feel like you're just like better Shakiro because you can like D-push really well, I guess. You can't really farm Ancients with it. You can't really... Like, you can... It's almost like a Viper Nether Toxin mixed with a Macropyre. I mean, I guess it's okay. I think this hero is just still really mediocre. I think the Monocrust decrease helps him, but that's definitely just to see. This hero is really just kind of the same. Draw Ranger, base damage reduced by 2. Frost Arrow slow reduced by 1, 2, 3, 4. Marksmanship ability, our agility bonus rescaled by -3, -1, +1. I mean, it was kind of a weird scaling, so it's more linear now. The bonus damage you get for the marksmanship attacks is reduced a little bit, and level 20 talent changed from plus 2.5 second gust silence duration to -4 second gust cooldown. Stop trying to push gust, it's never going to be good. Agony Shard ability, Frost Arrows, apply a hyperthermia stack to enemy heroes, reducing their regeneration by 10% per stack, last 7 seconds. If an enemy hero dies with hypothermia stacks, they burst and deal 60 magic damage per stack and 25% slow for 2 seconds to enemies within 650 radius. Does this apply on your not marksmanship arrows, but your...
No, multi-shot doesn't apply Frost Arrows. It applies
Yes,
to
it
separate
does.
people.
Yeah, it
Does
applies...
It counts,
I
yeah.
thought
It
I
will
thought-
apply
I thought it just
hypothermia.
applied to slow.
Nope, it'll apply hypothermia.
That's
It's pretty nice.
good, I guess.
Whoa, they changed the console.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yo.
I'm giving it a C just because it sounds really dumb, but it's probably okay. Earth Spirit. Earth Remnant's duration now reduced from 2 minutes to 1 minute. Literally 50% nerf.
Damn.
Enchant Remnant now can be cast on Remnants, has a 5-second cooldown when used this way. Agony Shard ability causes Stone Remnants to provide 400 ground vision, increases charge count by 4. I feel like that's really huge. Like, you get ground vision for them. I know they only last for 1 minute, but it's ground vision on something that can't be destroyed.
Yeah.
I feel like 400 ground vision is kind of a lot. I think this hero's probably an A tier. Yeah, I feel like just vision-wise, someone will abuse it, and it's just really hard to play against vision. Earthshaker, Agony Shard ability, reduces fissure by cooldown. Reduces fissure cooldown by 2 seconds and allows you to walk on it. Whenever you cast a spell, an aftershock effect is replicated throughout the fissure path. Is that just Earthshaker casting spells, I guess?
I think so.
Dude, the new Axe upgrade item is so cool.
This sounds super dumb for Earthshakers. I'm just giving him a C. This literally does nothing. Elder Titan, Echo Stomp, Agony Shard allows you to cast Echo Stomp on autocast. While on autocast, you will take the place of the Astral Spirit as it completes its stomp. So it's kind of like a movement speed thing, but you have to put it on autocast for it to do that. I feel like needing it on autocast is really dumb. That's definitely just a D. Valve, make it to where you don't have to use autocast. Stop treating us like babies. Ember Spirit, intelligence gain increased by 0.4. Active Fire Remnant Scepter mana cost increased from 25 to 75. Just a little bit of a nerf for the mana cost because it was 25, but you probably don't care at that point. Shard ability, Fire Remnant. Fire Remnants deal 45 damage per second into 600 AoE around them. Dying or killing an enemy hero leaves a Fire Remnant nearby. Kills within 400 range if you count. I mean, can do a lot of outplays, definitely. I feel like the DPS is pretty negligible, but it can, like, stop a blink, I guess. And that's pretty much a C. I don't think that really matters for a lot of things. Enchantress, enchant cooldown reduced from, rescaled to 28, 24, 2016. Spoink no longer grants 150 attack range passively. Spoink now launches an impetus attack on the 3 furthest enemy targets within your attack range plus 200. Sprint cooldown increased from 3 to 5 seconds. Shard ability, Nature's Attendants, adds 3 permanent Nature's Attendants that follow you around.
Wait, Sporink is just the thing that she gets from her ags, right? So they're literally just effectively changing her ags.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Let me double check here.
여기 있구나.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't say it changes her ags, but I don't know. I feel like the 3 permanent Nature's Attendants could be okay. I mean, I'm still giving this hero a C for boring. Enigma, demonic conversion attack point reduced or improved from 0.4 to 0.3. Duration improved from 35 to 40. Malefice cooldown decreased to 14 at all levels. Level 10 talent, Midnight Pulse duration to Malefice stun duration, 15. Level 15 talent cooldown reduction reduced. And they moved the Midnight Pulse, or the Midnight Pulse radius at level 15. I feel like that's a really large radius, but I don't know, CDR might still be better. Agnes Shard upgrade for Black Hole. Black Hole now does a non-interrupting pull towards its center in a 1200 AoE.
Why would you want that?
Because the Black Hole AoE isn't 1200, so
Makes it okay.
it'll pull enemies that are not in the Black Hole, but in like the
Area around
just
it,
the
yeah.
large.
It basically means you can't fight around the black hole if the Enigma uses it, because you're getting pulled into the black hole.
Yeah, I think that's
It
pretty.
basically means you have to just completely disengage.
It's pretty solid. I think
because-
Enigma got a decent amount of buffs. That's definitely B tier. Faceless Void, base agility reduced by 4, base damage unchanged. Time lock bonus damage decreased by a decent amount, very nice. Time walk cast range reduced by 25 to level 15. Time walk, Agony Shard ability, time walk remains castable for 1.5 seconds after landing. If used in this period, you will reverse your time walk back to your previous cast location.
Does not change health to second use. That seems pretty decent, actually.
Does that mean like you won't lose health from it?
Yeah, yeah. So if you get hit and you time walk somewhere, you will get the health back, and then if you cast time walk again, you won't lose the health.
That's really big, I think. Like, I feel like that's probably one of the better ones that is on an actual spell, just because you can time walk for the health, and then time walk back and just start beating on that person again. It also increases the cast range by a lot. So, getting that for a low amount of gold is definitely really solid. I think the hero is a bit worse now, but I think it's still just a B tier. He would have been a D tier if not for this shard. Grimstroke, base attack range increased by 25, and Inkswell max damage reduced by 10, 20, 30, 40. Inkswell max values now happen after 2.5 seconds. Phantom's Embrace mana cost reduced. Phantom's Embrace cooldown reduced. Phantom's Embrace bounty reduced. Dark Portrait illusion duration increased. Phantom's Embrace now refreshes the cooldown if the target was cast on dies before it reaches them. Level 10 talent increased from 80 Inkswell damage to -4 Inkswell cooldown. Aghanim Shard ability grants Ink over. Target covers a target enemy in ink for 6 seconds, slowing an attack speed by 50, movement speed by 20%, and dealing total of 240 damage over its duration. Cast range is okay. Cooldown is really good.
Yeah,
Pretty good hero, I
That's
think.
not a scale, right? That's just instantly 50 attack speed and 20 move
So-
speed.
Also, Grimstroke just straight up isn't on this list, so
What? Oh, did I miss? I might be missing some heroes. I just like copy pasted.
yeah, Gyrocopter is the next one in this. No, Grimstroke.
That's kind of weird. Oh, Mars isn't also on here either.
I'll just.
Let me put Mars on here as well. I think every other hero's on here though.
I added Grimstroke, so.
Mars is in all caps. Grimstroke, I think it's probably an A. Like I think he got a lot of buffs. He has an Ags upgrade that gives him an extra skill, and a Shard upgrade that gives him an extra skill.
I think the 4-second ink swell cooldown. I think this hero's S tier actually.
I think it's definitely A tier. I don't know if S tier, we'll have to see, but I think A tier definitely. Gyrocopter attack backswing animation reduced from 0.65 to 0.1. That means that you don't have to like cancel your backswing literally every auto attack anymore. Base damage rescaled. Before it was 45, now it's still 45, but it's a little bit better range. Base agility increased by 7. Base damage unchanged, so you get +7 attack speed and +1 armor. Not too solid. Or not too bad. Rocket Barrage, Agony Shard, Rocket Barrage now hits an extra target. Increases barrage duration by 1 second.
B.
That's definitely a C. I don't think he's like super good, but he's a little bit better.
Huskar, Berserker's
Go
Blood,
ahead.
max attack speed increase. At lower levels, Life Break Scepter duration increase. Life Break Scepter now also increases cast range by 300. Level 20 talent from Life Break cast range to minus 3-second Life Break cooldown, and level 25 increases attack range. His Agnes causes Inner Fire to reduce healing / regen by 50% and applies a 35 movement slow. So his Q will now make people not heal as much and slow them significantly.
Wait,
lowers
what's
cooldown by
the
2 seconds.
what's the uptime on this? All right, so it's 4-second duration and now a 9-second cooldown. That's a really solid Shard upgrade. I hate the hero, but I feel like it's at least a B here, maybe an A. I'm just gonna put it as a B. I think it's pretty strong.
I think he's. I think there's a lot of stuff here that like cancels healing and stuff. So I think he's still kind of weak. Invoker Forge Spirit now spawns with 2 when both. So it's like how it used to be, where if you're
Nice.
4/4, you get 2 spirits. Forge Spirit's armor reduction cap increased from 10 reduction to 20.
That's a lot.
Cataclysm cooldown is a little longer. The talent from 30% to 40%. Talent from 1 Forge Spirit to 40% or plus 40 DPS Ice Wall. Alacrity talent nerfed by 5, and then Tornado cooldown is longer. And then his Agnes Scepter makes his Ice Wall a vector target. And that with the Ice Wall talent, I actually think could be really strong.
That's a vector targeted ice wall. That's super jank. Like the upgrade is just, oh yeah, you can vector target this spell now.
Right,
Okay.
but like I think like
I
it's
know it
such an
might be-
annoying spell to target.
I know, but it's still just really weird. I think Invoker is definitely at least a B tier.
I mean, I think if the ability is already so hard to use that you have to add an upgrade to make it easier to use, that's a dumb.
I mean, you
I
get
mean,
like
no,
range on it too.
I
That's the thing.
disagree entirely. Like now, if someone's running away from you, before like it would be almost impossible to hit them with it. Now you can place it in front of them in such a way where it blocks the easiest path for them. Like if they're running like in between some trees where the vector that they can run along is like a straight line in front of you, you can place that ice wall across that entire line now. So they're either forced to run back towards you or run along the entire ice wall path. I think it's actually really good.
I think the vector target part of it is kind of jank, but I think having 900 radius on it, or 900 cast range, is really insane.
I think it's actually really good.
I don't know what the old cast range is, but like in front of you, I don't know. Wisp no longer has instant turning before actions. I have no idea what that means. Attack point increased. Base damage increased by 6, or not 6, like 4.5, I don't know. Tether slow increased by a decent amount, 45 at level 4. Tether movement speed Bonus rescaled, a little bit more at the start, a little bit less at the end. Tether heal transfer reduced. Spirits now has the in and out sub abilities again. Very high skill. Spirit damage increased, spirit collision damage increased. Overcharge attack speed decreased, overcharge. Now grants spell amplification. Oh god, am I gonna see Wisp Zeus in pubs? That sounds...
Oh boy.
Yeah, just give your Zeus 16% spell amp, sure. Relocate, cooldown increased. Agony Shard tether. Ending tether now stuns enemies touching it for 1.75 seconds, deals 150 damage. It increases tether move speed by 5%. So
Why?
you have to manually end the tether. I don't know. I feel like this hero is going to be like... I feel like it's a B just because people are going to abuse the fact that it's 16% spell amp during overcharge. 16%? And like, that's you and the target, right?
Yes.
That's a lot. Like, that's a stupidly high amount of numbers.
Just no longer has instant turning before actions. It does because like he has no turn rate, right?
Yes.
So what does that mean?
I don't know, we just test it later. Shakiro, level 15 talent, increased from -1 second Ice Path cooldown to -1.5 seconds. So even more uptime on Ice Path. Shard ability grants Liquid Frost, because why not? Autocast attack ability causes your Ice Head to release a Frost-based attack, slowing enemies by 30% and dealing 20 plus 2.5 second max health as damage per second for 4 seconds, cooldown 12. I mean, it's percent-based damage. I don't know. Seems
So
kind of...
does it not cost any mana?
I don't think so. I mean, it's an auto-cast attack ability, so it's kind of like Liquid Fire, I guess.
mean-
That's a... He's casting it on the Riki, but is that like... I guess you cast it on a target, and it, like, is an AoE kind of like Liquid Fire? I don't know. I'll probably test it out later. Juggernaut. Alright, I'm really behind on these ratings. Shakiro is probably a B for me. Just B for solid. Juggernaut, Blade Fury radius increased by 10. Omni Slash is no longer restricted from initially being cast on Ancients. Yeah, sure, why not? Swift Slash is no longer restricted. Just want to farm Ancients with your long cooldown ultimate. Level 15 talent increased from...
It's what, 14 seconds? Swift Slash?
Yeah, something like
So that's
that.
not-
I mean, it's only 0.75 seconds, though. Level 15
Go
talent
far.
increased from Blade Fury move speed to Healing Word cooldown. It's whatever. It kind of destroys that build. Level 20 talent increased from 140 Blade Fury DPS to plus 160. Oh, here we go. Blade Fury upgrade increases your movement speed but during Blade Fury by plus 100 and attacks a random nearby enemy once per second. I feel like that could be okay. Like,
Works with Battle Fury and stuff too.
yeah, I mean, you just kind of are spell being running at a target, I guess. I don't know. This is kind of weird. I'm just gonna give him a B for boring. Keeper of the Light. Oh my god, there's so much stuff here. Illuminate mana cost reduced by a lot, level 1. Shocker magic can no longer be cast on enemies. Remove Blinding Light as a basic ability. Added Solar Bind as the new basic ability. Lowers the target's magic resistance by 15, 20, 25, 30. Causes the target to become increasingly slowed the more the target moves. So it's kind of like Mana Leak, only instead of losing mana, you lose movement speed. Spirit Form is now an ultimate ability. Transforms your hero into Spirit Form, grants Blinding Light and Recall. So they're moved Coddle back
No, they
to...
give him his recall back. Okay.
Yeah. Also causes Illuminate to no longer require channeling. Cooldown 90, 80, 70. Scepter Rework now grants Will-O-Wisp. Instead of a stun on Flicker, it applies a movement manipulation that pulls units inward, but does not prevent attacking and casting. Cooldown 60 seconds. Level 10 talent increased from... I don't know why it says increased. It's changed. From Blinding Light cooldown to 30% Blinding Light miss. Level 15 cooldown, or level 15 talent changed from +2 Will-O-Wisp Flicker to minus 6-second Blinding Light cooldown. Level 20 talent changed from Will-O-Wisp AoE to Spear Form variation. 25 talent from Will-O-Wisp health count to Blinding Light stun. I feel like Blinding Light stun could be pretty good. Level 25
how
talent.
How often is a coddle getting level 25?
Yeah, I mean, the Agony Shard ability is cause Illuminate to heal allied damage for 40% during its damage during daytime. Used to be how it was, where you heal. I feel like it's this solar bind is gonna catch people off guard, but I don't know. Coddle getting his ult and Will-O-Wisp is nice, but I feel like farming the Will-O-Wisp is gonna be kind of rough. I think it's probably just a C tier for Coddle. Also, we're doing rankings of how we think each hero up.
I think Coddle's A tier now.
It's in the XD channel if you want to do hero rankings with us, or hero reviews.
I think I'm gonna leave in
Alright.
sometime.
Either way, it's fine.
All right, Kunkka. Intelligence gain increased. Ghost Ship run movement speed increased by 2%. Base health regen increased by 0.25. Level 10 talent from 6 armor to 150 cast range. Level 20 talent from 18 strength to 20. And level 25 talent from 110% Tidebringer cleave to 140%.
So what's Bane? What's Bane? A tier?
Bane's S tier in my eyes.
Yeah.
Kunkka's Agnes Shard grants Tidal Wave. Releases a wave towards the target direction that deals 225 damage and drags. It does not interrupt enemies along it for 600 range over 1.25 seconds. The wave spawns 600 units behind you and travels 1400 distance in front of you. Has 700 speed and 750 radius. It's on a 16-second cooldown with 150 mana cost.
I think this ability is actually, if not really good, really annoying.
The animation's kind of nice.
Well, and also think of how you can pair it. Like you can push people into your other spells. Like
I think 4
push them
Kunkka
and
is
put
gonna be
Torrent
back
there.
almost, because you get the cast range at level 10 as well.
Yeah.
I feel like 4 Kunkka could definitely be back now.
All right, LC.
I think it's an A tier for Kunkka.
Level 15 talent from -6 cooldown to -9 and plus 25 attack speed to plus 20. Agnes Shard. It's just called Duel.
Nice.
While dueling every 1.5 seconds, an overwhelming odds is cast centered on a random enemy within 90 radius. Does not center on the same target twice. Prioritizes
Also,
heroes.
it's called Duel
Not an
because it's
ability.
upgrading Duel, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny.
By the way,
What's up?
nothing.
I think
Oh.
that's a C for LC.
B for me. Leshrac, Scepter Reworked. Grants the ability Nihilism.
Literally is
Alright.
fucking broken.
Thanks.
Grants you a temporary aura that causes you and all nearby enemies in 450 AoE to turn ethereal, preventing them from attacking, causing them to take 30% more magic damage and be slowed for 30% for 4 seconds. Increases your speed rather than reducing it. So it makes you and everyone around you ethereal, but it increases your speed, and it's on a cooldown of 25 seconds.
Seems pretty good.
Agony
it's cool.
Shard. Split Earth repeats in the same direction 2 additional times.
It's not that good.
Oh, after a 5-second delay.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Kind of
But the
a-
increase is the radius is increased.
Yeah,
that's not that great. I think his new ags though is insane.
I mean, you
think
can
he-
use like the Split Earth to like hold positions at least. I think it's definitely an A tier for Leshrac.
Lich level 10 talent.
I don't understand how you can counter the Lishrak thing. Like you have to have BKB up, and you have to have like a nullifier or something to dispel his thing. Like otherwise, or magic damage maybe.
Yeah, he takes more magic damage. So if you have magic spells, you can use them.
Yeah.
on-
But like let's say if you pick him into physical damage lineup, if they don't have BKBs or nullifier at the same time used,
It's
he'll never
really
kill
good.
you.
Yeah.
Alright, Lich, level 10 talent, increased from plus 60 Frost Nova AoE damage to plus 90. Shard ability, Ice Spire. Grants Ice Spire. Creates an icicle at the target spot for 15 seconds, slowing enemies by 20% within 500 range. Chain Frost can bounce to the icicle if there are no other enemies in range. Can cast Frost Shield on it. Has 300 health. Cast range 750, cooldown 25, mana cost 150. So if there's like a solo enemy, you just drop this down and then Chain Frost, and it'll just bounce between the two. That's a lot of potential, I guess. 300 health doesn't sound like a lot. I don't know what like the armor has on it, but
Yeah, but you can still use your pull to stop them from attacking it in the first place, right? So like,
I mean, I think it's a really solid shard ability. I know it's probably on a pause 5 Lich, but I think
Can you gift shards to other players? You can't, right? They have to buy it with their own money.
Yeah.
if Icespire gives
I used it in demo. I dropped the shard in base and my ally took it.
Seriously?
Yes, I used it in demo. I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to work, but that's how it happened.
if Icespire gives vision, I think it's really good. I don't know if it gives vision though.
All right,
It's a
Lifestealer.
B.
Base attack speed reduced. Feast increased by 0.4% at max level. Feast no longer grants attack speed. Replaced open wounds with Ghoul Frenzy. Passively causes Lifestealer's attacks to slow up to 24% for 1.5 seconds and then gives you attack speed. So they got rid of open wounds, which slowed and made you heal more, and now you essentially have a free Scotty and
Sure.
attack speed. Rage mana cost increased by a lot, but you, again, remember there's one spell you're just not casting anymore, so you'll have a lot more mana anyways. Infest mana cost also increased by a lot. Level 20 talent from -4 second open wounds to plus 8% slow, so you could have up to 32% slow. Scepter Rework allows infesting enemy heroes for 4 seconds,
Oh god.
attacking inside them. So you infest an enemy hero and you attack inside them every 1.25 seconds. Enemy heroes gain no bonus from infest, doubles self-regenerate, increasing cast range to 500 and reducing the cooldown to 25%.
It's a
So,
very scary
if
thought.
you're getting swarmed by people, Lifestealer can get inside of you and heal to full
Well, he's killing you.
fighting while doing damage to you. Agnes Shard provides attackers with 50% life
It's
steal.
open wounds.
Oh, it just gave
Do
him
you,
open
do you
wounds.
see where it says new ability in
Quote,
quotes?
new ability. Dude, Lifestealer's S tier. Holy shit.
I don't know where
I
you're
mean,
gonna
I'm
find
not
all
sure if it
the
says tier,
where you're
because,
gonna
like,
find the
early-
mana for this.
Early game, he's not gonna be able to. Like, he needs to wait 20 minutes till he gets his axe, and I don't think early game the slow is enough. And he can't turn back. Like, if he's like low, sometimes he just used to use his open wounds, right, to get back full HP. He can't do it anymore. Till 20 minutes.
I don't know where you're gonna find the
And
mana
he
for
needs to
this.
spend 14.
Like rage costs 150, infest
No,
costs.
you have enough. Yeah, I think.
That sounds like a lot, but
All right, Lena. Base damage reduced by 4. Base armor increased, or sorry, base armor reduced by 1. Fire Soul attack speed increased by 15 at max level. Light Strike array cooldown increased, so it's higher cooldown at lower levels. Laguna Blade mana cost increased, or reduced rather, so less mana cost for Laguna Blade. 15 talent from 110 to 130 damage, 15 talent from 300 health to 350, and 20 talent from 30/1.5 to 30/2%. Agony Shard upgrades Laguna Blade, increases Laguna Blade cast range by 120. Laguna Blade can now be ground targeted and will always travel its full. Oh, it's ground targeted and will hit anything in the vector along its path.
so wait, if you use it on a target behind another target, it'll only hit the one, but if you use it on the ground, it'll hit both?
I'm not sure. I assume
Yes,
so.
it has both. I'm in it right now.
Will it hit both either way, or just if you target the ground?
Okay, I target the. Okay, so look, if someone next to you is gonna target someone next to you, I don't know how that works. Just looks like
I'm trying.
it counters two. That weird. That's weird. That's weird direction.
All right,
Like
Lion.
I cast it really far away and it hit the one next to me.
I think Lena's A tier. Lion agility increased, Earth Spike cast range increase, Hex unit movement speed reduced, so Hex units are even slower now. Mana Drain multi-target now searches for units within your cast range, rather in your cast range plus 300 rather than 400 radius around the target. So if you have high cast range, the multi-drain will now target things farther away from you. Fixed Finger Death Scepter reducing mana cost by 25 at level 3. Level 15 talent from less cast range. Agnes Shard Mana Drain grants True Sight over the enemy and reduces their attack speed by 90.
JD, to answer your question, it will hit both if you target one.
I
Okay.
think Lion is C tier.
I think
Lone
Lion's
Druid.
just garbage. I don't ever see
Always
Mana
garbage.
Drain. D tier. Screw this Lion hero.
Lone Druid level 20 talent from minus 32 second True Form cooldown to 40. So buff. Level 25 talent from 1,000 True Form health to 1,000 True Form and Spirit Bear health. That's insane, actually. You can just give your Spirit Bear 1,000 HP. Savage Roar upgrade on Agony Scepter. Savage Roar now empowers allied units in 700 AoE with plus 20% movement speed and 60 attack speed.
A tier.
A tier.
Like, you get the Savage Roar cooldown
Alright, guys.
still.
See you later.
Alright,
See ya.
later. Like, the Savage Roar
Yeah.
cooldown talent makes this insane. So,
Base
It's
agility.
so before it changed, so I'm just assuming it's broken.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we still have a lot of heroes to get through. It's almost 8 p.m.
I mean, at the end, it's just a bunch of items. It's not going to be that rough.
We're not even halfway through the heroes.
All right, we're going fast now. All right, Luna base agi increased. Lunar Blessing bonus damage changed from percentage to a flat increase. Lunar Blessing Night Vision increased significantly. Moonglave's damage reduction reduced, so they do less damage as they travel. Agnes Shard allows Lucent Beam to be ground targeted, increasing the stun duration, and grants you 30% bonus movement speed for 3 seconds after you cast it. I think Luna is
That's
a B tier.
I think it's C tier.
Lycan, Howl cooldown reduced to 18 at all levels. Howl mana cost reduced to lower in early levels. Feral Impulse no longer has a radius, affects your units anywhere. Level 10 talent from +4 to +8. +4 armor to +8 HP regen. Plus 75 shapeshift speed on 15 talent. 20 talent from 15 to 20% damage. Agnes causes one of your
They
creep waves
really
to
like
include
to
an
push this,
unconditional
don't
wolf.
they?
The
The shard ability is garbage, but I think
Ags.
the Feral Impulse change is really big. That's an A tier.
I think it's B tier. Magnus, empower duration rescaled to 40 at all times, so it's a lot worse at. It's worse now. 15 talent from 140 shockwave damage to my 5-second skewer cooldown. Level 25 talent from plus 12% to 10%. 0.8. So stun increase at level 25. Scepter rework releases 3 shockwaves going outwards from you at 30-degree angles. Can only be hit by 1. After reaching the end, the shockwave comes back and deals 75% damage. So it's like the old Ags. But instead of doing 1 backing out, it does 3, but only 1 can hit the target once. Horn Toss. Tosses enemies in front of you, launching them behind you. Enemies spend 0.6 seconds in the air and take 150 damage on landing and are stunned for 0.25 seconds. So you could like RP and then throw everyone behind you and then turn and skewer.
I think there's a lot of outplay ways for this. I think it's probably an A tier.
Mars God's Rebuke mana costs increased, so it's more mana at early. Arena of Blood mana increase reduced early levels. Arena of Blood Arena of Blood damage reduced early levels. Scepter creates invulnerable soldiers in front of you while Bulwark is toggled on. Soldiers move alongside your hero and deal your full damage with a bonus 75 damage. Applies procs as well. Enemies can only be attacked by 1 soldier at a time. So now whenever you Bulwark, you are doing damage, and the soldiers also apply 20% slow. I think that's really cool. Spear cooldown changed to movement speed. 20% movement speed changed to 4% God's Rebuke cooldown. 25% from 80 HP region to 120. Spear impales up to 2 units and leaves a fire trail behind it, which lasts 10 seconds, deals 35 DPS, and slows by 20%. So can it skewer 2 units to a tree?
Seems like it.
Okay.
It's kind of weird because it leaves the fire trail. The fire trail doesn't kill trees, I'm assuming, but just having this shard ability to where you can impale 2 units to like your.
That's like S tier.
I think that's at least A tier. Why
All
are
right,
there so
Medusa.
many A's?
25 talent change from 80 mana to 75 intelligence.
That's a lot of it.
That's
What?
insane. Agnes Shard grants cold-blooded passive when you are targeted with a spell. A single Mystic Snake is sent back towards the enemy. So if a target spell hits you, it sends 1 mana snake at them. It's one of those items that you just get after you're 6 slotted that makes you kind of better.
That's probably B tier. That's a lot of int. Like 75 int.
Meepo, turn rate improved. Level 15 talent from 30 to 35. Level 20 talent from 8% lifesteal to 8 ransack health steal. 24% challenge from minus cooldown to +1 clone. Scepter
Finally.
creates a new skill, Dig. Clones also have this ability. Channels for 0.75 seconds and digs into the ground for 3.5 seconds, dispelling you and causing you to become invulnerable and untargetable. Restores a total of 25% of your max health over that duration. Cannot be cast while rooted.
That sounds really weird.
Agnes Shard, Ransack now has a 30% chance on hit to apply Geostrike debuff, slowing the enemies. That's huge, actually.
So wait, he gets Geostrike back?
He has a 30% chance to do Geostrike, and they stack. So he has like, dude, Meepo's busted now. Dude, Meepo's S tier for sure.
I think A tier. I don't think he's like.
Murana,
insane, but I'm glad they
level
changed
10
his scepter
talent.
finally.
Level 10 talent damage increased by 3. Scepter Reaver causes Sacred Arrow to release a Starfall on enemies within 500 AoE along the travel path. Only active on the primary arrow. Drops a second Starfall that deals 50% damage on impact unit. So as it travels, it It releases Starfalls within 500 AoE on the path. Shard grants +1 leap charge. Attacks during the leap buff have a 1.5% critical chance.
I feel like the shard is better than the new scepter. Like, you get another leap and you get critical strike along with having the attack speed increase during the leap bonuses. I feel like that's better than the arrow doing a starfall.
Monkey King. Base armor increased by 1. Mischief cooldown reduced from 20 to 15. Level 20 talent from 320 to 350. Level 25 from 100 armor to 200 armor. His shard makes Tree Dance lower cast point and lower cooldown. Morphling. I think Monkey King is still C. I think that hero kind of blows. Because the Echo Saber nerfs from last patch. Morphling. Level 25 talent from +3 multi-shot. Adaptive Strike to +30 strength. Adaptive Strike ability causes Adaptive Strike to have +1 multi-shot and removes the 3-second shared cooldown between the two different ones. So now you can use them both one after another. I think that's actually pretty good. I think Morphling's A tier. Nagasiron. Mirror image cooldown reduced, so you can summon them at most 2 seconds earlier at max level. And snare cast point reduced. Level 20 talent from -9 seconds snare cooldown and -30 seconds Song of Siren cooldown. Scepter Rework allows ensnare to target spell immune or sleeping units. Reduce the ensnare cooldown by 5 seconds to increase cast range. Riptide can activate Riptide, releasing stronger Riptide that deals 100 extra damage and slows enemies by 30% for 3 seconds. Applies around each illusion, but can only be hit by 1 instance. So it basically allows you to proc Riptide immediately, like if an illusion's chasing someone. I think Naga is...
I think A tier just because you get the ensnare around spell immune units and it reduces the cooldown and increases the cast range. I think that's really big because you can't... Like, like, if someone BKBs, you just press your song, and then you literally just use the ensnare on them. And it's sleeping units, so...
Alright, Nature's Prophet. Nature's Call Treant movement speed rescaled so that they're faster at later levels, but slower at early levels. Nature's Call Treant base damage reduced overall. Nature's Call Treant base attack time improved. Sprout backswing reduced. Wrath of Nature damage increased per bounce reduced from 11 to 9%. Scepter Rework lowers cooldown from 85 to 60, entangles all hit enemies. Duration scales from 1 seconds up to 3 seconds at max bounce. So it entangles enemies that are hit, and the last enemy hit is ensnared for the longest. 15 talent from 4 to 5. Level 25 is 1.8 to 2 times. Sprout upgraded with the shard causes the first 2 trees destroyed to sprout to summon greater treants. You can only have 2 greater treants alive.
That's really funny. Someone tries to Cloying Blade their way out of Sprout, and they just get big trees attacking them. I think it's still I think it's a C tier. I think all these buffs are kind of pointless, but...
Necrophos. Just added the shard, grants Deathseeker, spawns a fast-moving large death pulse towards the target, dealing 50% more damage towards the target enemy or ally, dealing 50% more damage and causing it to spread to a normal death pulse.
Very mediocre, I think. It's a C tier. Like, okay, it exists. Congrats.
NS. 7% 100 of the Night movement speed to +4 armor, 15 talent from 20% lifesteal to 10% movement speed. So lifesteal talent gone, but more movement speed at level 15. Agony Shards. During nighttime, you can cast Hunter in the night, consumes a lesser creature, instantly killing it and restoring 25% of your match HP and mana.
Oh god, or it's like a Midas almost. Like I mean, it's like...
giving you the mana is honestly pretty sick.
I mean,
I think this hero is already good. I think he's A tier.
Yeah, it gives him a nice way to farm a little bit too with that.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't give you more gold. It just lets you kill a creep really quickly.
I mean, yeah, but still, it's like how Lifestealer used to use Infest to like instantly kill a big creep.
Yeah, Nyx Assassin. Base intelligence increased, vendetta damage increased, impale cast point reduced, so it's easier to impale. Level 20% talent increased to 75%. Causes your vendetta attack to reduce magic resistance by 20%. Also increases vendetta movement speed by 40%, unlocking max speed. That's really good. I think with just Tranquil and Windlace, he's insanely fast now. I think Nyx... I think he was pretty bad. I think he's B tier now. I think he was
I don't
pretty
think
bad
it's A tier, but I think it's probably B tier.
Ogre Magi. Base damage reduced. Ignite mana cost increased. Ignite first damage instant is now dealt immediately. Fire Blast mana cost reduced. Unrefined Fire Blast mana cost reduced from 40% of current mana to 30%. Level 25 talent from 60% movement speed to 20% bash on 1 second.
Spirit Breaker Ogre Magi.
Agnes Shard ability grants Fire Shield. Creates a shield around the target ally or building, absorbing 70% of the damage from the next 3 attacks. Launches fireballs at the attacker, dealing 125 damage. Can be multicast.
Oh my god.
This sounds
That
really
actually
dumb.
could be really
but-
cool for protecting towers.
Yeah, or just like going into a fight, you just use it on your ally, and it just
And so yeah, let's use it on your ally. You cast it 3 times. They're taking 7%
on
damage
everybody.
from their next 9 attacks. Yeah.
that's definitely A tier.
Omni Knight, Heavenly Grace duration reduced from 12 to 10 seconds. Hammer of Purity grants Hammer of Purity auto attack ability, causes your next attack to deal bonus pure damage equal to 25 plus 150% of your base damage. You are healed for the amount of damage dealt.
Core Omni Knight could be in the future. I think it's pretty mediocre now. It's a C tier.
Oracle Scepter Reaver causes Fate's Edict to no longer disarm allies or make enemies magic damage immune, or causes Fate's Edict to no longer disarm allies.
It's a lot of buffs. Like if
Okay.
your allies aren't disarmed and the enemies aren't magic damage immune.
Oh, so now you're basically giving your allies the ability to attack while having magic immunity, and you're making the enemies not magic immune but unable to attack.
Correct.
Level 20 talent change from False Promise Invisibility to minus 50% Purifying Flames allied damage.
That sounds so garbage.
Causes False Promise to have a 0.3 second fade delay invisibility.
That level 20 talent might be like one of the worst talents in the entire game.
I
Like
think Oracle
that's
is-
bottom 5 talent in the game, especially level 20. And the False Promise one kind of sucks too. That's definitely C tier.
Outworld Devourer has been renamed to Outworld Destroyer again.
Thank you.
Agility reduced from 24 to 22 plus 1.3. Minimum damage increase from 46 to 49. Astral Imprisonment cast range increase. Astral Imprisonment Scepter
God,
upgrade
I
cast
hate-
range from 350 to 150. Astral Imprisonment duration reduced
that's not
so that they're not imprisoned as long in early levels. Astral Imprisonment no longer deals area damage. Astral Imprisonment damage to a single target increased. Astral Imprisonment mana cost decreased. Astral Imprisonment now steals up to 20% max mana from enemies for up to 60 seconds. It doesn't increase your current mana values, and it doesn't reduce the enemy's current mana value directly.
Hate math.
Arcane Orb mana cost changed to 20% of current mana. Arcane Orb cooldown increased so that you have to max it in order for it to go every attack. Arcane Orb damage increased to 14% at every level. That's insane, actually. Essence Flint no longer has an active component, so now all of your abilities always slow. Always. Sanity's Eclipse no longer provides his other abilities with a mana capacity charge counter. Sanity's Eclipse base damage increased, and Sanity's Eclipse cooldown from 160 to 130. So Sanity's Eclipse no longer provides his other abilities with a mana capacity charge counter. So now when you imprison someone, it takes away their total mana pool, which makes your ultimate do more damage.
This is way too much math for me.
But your orb no longer gives you more mana.
And his shard is even more math. So
Yeah, Essence Flux becomes a 1.5 second channel ability, swaps your current life and mana totals, only transfers 75% of the respective values, so you can heal yourself with the shard.
I'm sure at least
I'd
one
have
of
to
these
see this.
things is going to be super broken, so I'm giving him an A tier.
Yeah.
At least some of this is broken. One of these like 50 things is probably going to be broken. So
OD is either a C or an S, and I don't know which one, so I'm just going to pick one and move on.
I agree.
just give him a B plus. Put him in the middle.
Pangos, Shield Crash damage increase, Shield Crash mana cost reduced, Shield Crash cooldown reduced, level 10 talent from 300 to 400 range, level 20
wow.
talent from 16 strength to 18 strength. Roll up, turns you into protective ball for up to 4 seconds, gaining magic immunity and allowing you to turn. Can be cast during Rolling Thunder to temporarily pause Rolling Thunder. Can cast Rolling Thunder and Shield Crash during roll up. If enemies attack you during roll up, you will roll away from the attacker for 0.57 seconds, applying Rolling Thunder damage less stun if the enemies are in the way.
Gonna roll up with the boys.
That seems pretty good. I thought Pango was already good. I think that makes him better. Pango's an S tier.
That's
PA.
easy at least in A.
Blur fade time for non-scepter reduced. Blur evasion reduced overall. Level 10 talent from 175 to 150. Level 15 talent from 35% range to 30% range. Level 25 talent from 100% crit chance to 100% damage to more of a crit chance. Agony Shard ability, Fan of Knives. Releases sharp blades around you in a 550 AoE, dealing 12% of enemies max health on impact, and applies break for 3 seconds. I think the break makes it really good.
Yeah, break
think-
on
I
that
think
low
A is
level
still an A.
cooldown. I think that's probably A tier.
Yeah. PL, base intelligence increased. Spirit Lance mana cost rescaled so that it's lower overall at later levels. Phantom Rush agility bonus is still provided if the dash is canceled. That's huge, actually.
Yeah, you
Phantom
can
Rush,
just toggle.
minimum proc distance from 250 to 200. Level 15 talent from -1 second to -2 seconds. Level 20 talent from +400 range to +350 range. Scepter Rework juxtaposed as ultimate can now be cast, destroying your other illusions and quickly creating the max illusions it allows, up to 10, with a bonus 10-second duration. So you can cast his. So if you get Ags, you can cast his ultimate, and they last a lot longer. And then they moved his old Ags to the Shard. Spirit Lance bounces once towards an enemy hero up to 900 units away, so it only bounces once, and the illusion does 20% more damage.
So your Scepter is
actually really good.
Scepter's like your friggin' Nagasiron or CK, where you just spawn 10 illusions.
Yeah, you just spawn 10 illusions and run them down the lane, and they'll like push the entire lane down. Phoenix, Supernova cooldown increased. Supernova mana cost rescaled so that it's more early, but less later. Sunray mana cost increased. Level 10 talent from 18% slow to 24% slow. Agnes Shard causes Fire Spirits to become a passive ability. Every 7 seconds, Fire Spirit spawns.
I think this is C tier. I don't think it does anything. That's a super boring Agony Shard. That's a C tier.
I think Phoenix is still really good as a hero.
I think Phoenix is good. I just think this changes nothing.
Puck, agility gain increased from... Well, are we rating the change or are we rating the hero as they stand? Because I've been rating the hero as they stand this whole time.
I mean, kind of a mixture of both. I don't think Phoenix is super good, and I don't think this really adds anything either. I think the little bit of buffs makes Phoenix C tier, except like when used in a couple instances. I don't think highly of the hero.
All right, Puck. Agility gain increased, turn rate improved, illusory orb damage increased by more at each level. Waning Rift max distance increased. Dreamcoil Scepter Link break stun duration rescaled. So it does more of a stun.
Yeah, it's more of a stun without Ags.
Yeah. Dreamcoil initial damage increased.
Compared.
So when you pop Dreamcoil, it does more damage. Level 10 talent from 25 damage to 30 damage. Level 25 talent from 300 AoE to 275 AoE in cast range. Waning Rift now deals 70% bonus damage, and so it does 70% more damage and knocks enemies back 250 distance over 4 seconds. Reveals invisible units and wards in the air for 5 seconds.
That's S tier.
Insanely good.
Like what the heck?
Insanely good.
Why?
You can push people out of you, so you can ult in such a way that you can immediately push them out, and you can de-ward every. And when you have the cooldown where you can cast it every 5 seconds, you have 100%.
Why? Why does that exist? Like what? Hold on.
It's either 5 or 7 seconds that you have it up, but it's still huge.
What the heck?
Dude, Puck is. I'm picking Puck every game.
Why?
Dude, this hero's good now.
Why is like you pick Puck 4, you pick Puck 5, and you just friggin' D-ward the whole time and reveal? Like it's free dust, it's free sentries, it's
free real estate.
You can push people out. Jeez.
Base damage increased by 2, base armor by 1. The hero is insanely broken now. Agility gain reduced, strength.
Your mic sounds really weird.
Your mic right now.
You're like eating your mic.
That's better.
You're like eating your microphone.
Flesh Heap magic resistance increased by 4% each level. Level 10 talent from 30 rot damage to -14 rot slow. Level 15 talent from -16 rot slow to 120 meat hook damage. Scepter Rework increases rot radius by 200 and damage by 80, and reduces health regen on affected enemies by 20% while they're affected by rot. So rot's now just big rot. And then they moved his old Ags over to Agnes Shard, allowing target and ally and swallow an enemy, heal them for 6% max health per second, has half cooldown when used on allies.
That's probably a B. I think moving it's better, but I don't know.
Pugna, Life Drain. For every 1.57 seconds of channel on an enemy, another secondary life drain is created, targeting another random enemy hero within 200 cast range. You will continue to channel until there are no enemy heroes available on the. So you can suck off as many heroes as there are within the 1.75 second channel. That's insane. That's insane. Fuck.
Why?
That's probably an A tier. I just don't.
And maybe it is only A tier. All right, Quap. Strength gain increased. Level 10 from 8 strength to 9 strength. Level 25 from Screen of Pain Fear to plus 200 Sonic Wave damage. That Fear nerf is huge, actually, because the Fear was incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Agnes Shard releases a sonic boom when you blink at both your starting and ending location, deals 150 damage in 300 area, and silences for 1.5 seconds. You can be hit by both. So you can be silenced for 3 seconds if she blinks on top of you, right? No, it would still only be for 1.5 seconds. I lied. It's not like a double.
You just get the double damage.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it'll like refresh the duration, so it's like probably 1.7 seconds, right?
Yeah, I think that's A tier.
I think it's B tier. I think losing the Fear really sucks.
Razor, base movement speed increased by 5, base HP regen increased from 0 to 1, plasma field minimum damage increased by 5 at each, by a lot at the early levels and 5 by the last level. Agony Shard ability, Storm Surge, causes Storm Surge to have an 18% chance to release a forked lightning when attacked or always when targeted with a spell. Hitting
like
the target. Oh, it's like it's like it's old.
Yeah, it's old passive. I don't know. Razor garbage hero. D
F.
tier. D tier. Like this hero is garbage.
Ricky, Smokescreen can now be cast during Tricks of the Trade. Smokescreen radius increased. Smokescreen miss rate rescaled. So it's better at later levels, but worse at early levels. Smokescreen mana cost reduced. Tricks of the Trade Scepter cast range reduced. Tricks of the Trade Scepter upgrade now hits 2 units at once rather than 1. So if you get Ags, you can attack 2 units at the same time. That's actually really good. Added a new ability, gain Sleeping Dart. Fires a dart at the targeted enemy, putting them to sleep for 3 seconds. Target is invulnerable until duration ends. When the target wakes up, they receive 150 damage and are slowed by 25% for 4 seconds.
It's like a friggin' Bane nightmare.
Yeah, but they're invulnerable. Like,
I mean,
what if you
still wait.
What if you like?
still
What
wait,
if you
though.
slept them and then like your Lena Laguna blades them and then it doesn't do any damage?
Then you yell at your Lena. I think that's up.
That's like, yeah, I don't know. I think that's.
I think Ricky's an A tier. I think it's super
no.
good here.
I think all those other changes are good. I don't really think the sleeping dart's that good.
I don't think you can target invulnerable units with the spells. Like you can't target
true.
the Laguna Blade onto an invulnerable unit.
Well,
I
you
guess
can
then,
target
like,
it on the ground
If
now. You
someone is like ET slept or something, they're not invulnerable. So like it's different.
can target Laguna on the ground
So
now.
they're
so-
untargetable. Well, I guess if they someone like OD ulted on them, it'd still.
Yeah, I
suck.
mean that's just like stupid, but if it's
Alright.
a target thing, you know, it doesn't work.
Rubik, Arcane Supremacy no longer provides debuff amplification. Arcane Supremacy now provides cast range.
Ooh.
Spellsteal now provides. Holy fuck. Spellsteal now provides bonus 30% debuff amplification for stolen spells. Spellsteal cooldown rescaled to be better later and worse earlier. Spellsteal Scepter cooldown rescaled from 2 to 642. 10 talent from 50 base damage to Fadebolt steals hero damage. Level 15 talent from Fadebolt steals damage to 100 base damage.
Oh my god.
Telekinesis allows you to use telekinesis on yourself and ally. Throw range is 60% longer, and cooldown is reduced by 30% when targeting allies.
Hold up.
Self and throw
You get,
yourself.
no, you get that plus the cast range. Like you literally are just better
you can-
tiny toss. You just
It's-
throw your offlaner in
no,
the
it's
fight.
Like you don't have to buy Blink. You just buy You just buy the shard, and then you can.
Yeah, and you can use it
like-
on yourself too. Like
Yeah, that's really good.
like you lose a lot of
that's
the
S tier.
you lose a lot of like the early damage from the Arcane Supremacy because you don't get the or no, it just says debuff. It does still apply that.
Yeah, it still does apply the. It still
Yeah, this is
applies
S
the-
tier. Rubik's
So Arcane Supremacy gives
hate
you
Rubik.
bonus cast range and bonus damage.
Everybody's gonna pick Rubik.
Sand King Epicenter now uses cast time instead of channel time. What does that mean?
It means
Uh,
you're no longer going to cancel epicenter
yeah,
like pretty much.
like if you
so it's just,
if you
it's
use
just a
it
cast time now.
and then you cancel it, it won't go on cooldown,
yeah.
which is nice.
Oh, okay. That's actually really good. Epicenter radius increased. Level
It-
15.
Yeah, Epicenter used to be like really small and then it got really large and now it's medium and then it gets really large.
Yeah. Level 15 talent from 8% Caustic Finale slow to 15%. His shard every 700 units moved causes an epicenter pulse around you in 400 AoE.
That sounds
Oh, so
kind of
just
dumb, but
As you move, it'll create an epicenter pulse
Very
around you.
silly,
it sounds really
but-
funny if you're like moving really fast, but I think just C tier. I don't think it really got
Shadow
me
Demon.
better.
Shadow Poison is no longer dispellable. What the fuck?
Hello.
Nice.
Demonic Purge Scepter upgrade debuff now ends when a new one is cast. Deals damage relative to how long it lasted.
You can just cast three eggs on them.
All right. Demonic Purge allows Demonic Purge to be cast on allies, continuously dispelling them and healing them at the end instead of damaging them.
What are these
Holy
healing?
shit.
It doesn't say healing values though, so I don't know if it's like a lot of healing or a little healing.
So no, it heals them
the same
for
heal as the
for
Oh.
400. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the dispel's huge actually.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Yeah.
constant
It's a
dispel.
Constant. That's
so
insane, dude. That's S tier.
Yeah.
I think it's A
A
tier.
constant dispel, dude. No, constant dispel is S tier for sure.
It's like a free nullifier.
Yeah, it's literally
Well-
like a free. It's like a free. It's like a.
It's Oracle
free
ult
Oracle ult. Yeah.
because it heals them as
Yeah.
well.
Shadow Fiend. Shadow Raise mana cost reduced so that it's less mana in early levels. This is huge, actually. Level 10 talent from 15 to 20 attack speed. And then, what the fuck? Dude, the Agnes Shard. Necromastery now provides 0.75% spell amp per soul.
You only get 20 souls, right?
Yeah.
So,
If you have X, though, you get extra.
well, I'm saying, like, just base.
That's 15% base
that's
spell amp for
15%, that's a
16.
lot.
15% spell amp for 1,600 gold. Dude.
Doesn't he have
1400.
some
Isn't it
level 10 still?
Is it 14? I don't. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
however much it costs. Dude, that's
Does he still have his level 10 spell amp too?
yes,
Poggers.
That's
Dude,
at least
that's
A tier.
Eh,
so good.
no spoilers, but he's got some sick items too.
Yeah, I've already looked at the items.
You
Shadow
should-
Shaman.
We'll get there.
buddy.
The blink item, dude.
We'll
fucking
get
wild.
there.
Yes, dude.
Shadow Shaman, Mass Serpent Ward damage increase. Level 15 talent from -4 second cooldown to 4.5 to 5. Level 20 talent from 30 wards damage to 25 damage. Shackles create 4 serpent wards around them, attacking the target while they're being channeled. Wards last for 8 seconds. I don't know. That's okay. It's like nothing special, but it's
Creates
cool.
4. I mean, it
Serpent
gives you
ward.
some kill, like solo kill potential, I guess.
Solo kill potential.
but-
I think that's actually really good.
yeah, it's probably an A tier.
But you want items on the hero.
Yeah.
take
The
advantage
thing
of
is,
that.
it's like I'd rather be spending that 1,400 gold on like a refresher. You
I
know.
think this could make Core Shadow Shaman a thing, honestly.
Yeah, like mid
Good
Shadow
job.
Common might be, yeah. All right,
Actually, no,
Silencer.
it's a
Last
B
word
tier
Scepter
one.
radius increase. Sorry we're going fast, but I really want to play some fucking Dota, so I want to get through this ASAP. All right, Agnes Shard, Glaives of Wisdom, causes Glaives of Wisdom to bounce once towards the closest enemy, dealing 50% of your attack damage. And it so does 15% of your attack damage, but it still does the total damage from the int bonus, right?
This is a C. This is so boring.
I mean, it's cool.
I don't
It's
know
cool
why
for,
they
like,
even implemented
It's,
this.
it's the same number in the little.
This is literally
Yeah,
just being like,
yeah,
oh,
it's the same
Silencer needs
bonus
1
damage.
too. Like,
All right,
Don't
Scarif
care.
Mage. Ancient Seal debuff now causes other debuffs applied to last 40% longer.
excuse me?
So if someone's Ancient Sealed and they get stunned for 5 seconds, they'd instead be stunned for like
Like
6,
7.
Nice.
yeah,
I can't
6,
believe
7.
they stole fucking Bane's
And-
good and feeble and gave it to Skyrath.
And it gives you vision of the target the entire time that there's that dude. That's an
Cool.
A tier for me. All right, Slardar, please be nerfed. Sprint
I
movement
called
speed
the
reduced.
Slaughter nerf, by the way.
Dude, what? There was a nerf that I called the shit. Oh, I called the shit out of the Sven Ags nerf once we get there. By the way,
Okay, we'll get there.
sprint movement speed reduced by 2% at every level. Sprint river speed rescaled. It's worse overall, but better early. Slithering crush mana cost increased. Scepter HP regen from 35 to 30. Scepter armor bonus from 12 to 10. All great nerfs, well needed. Fuck Slardar. Aghanim Shard causes corrosive haze to be applied for 5 seconds to units hit with Slithering Crush.
That's really good if he
That's
hits a
really
big crush.
Yeah. I don't know. I still can't get over Axe's Aghanims now, dude. That's
Like,
wild.
imagine hitting a crush and then you just have like some.
Like you could hit it and like you could hit a Ricky with the crush and then you can see him for 5 seconds. That's pretty good.
Or
Um,
there's like some cleave hero that just cleans up once you hit a crush because they all minus 20 armor.
Slark. Shadow Dance cooldown rescaled or reduced rather, so that it's 10% lower at all levels. That's a huge, or it's 10% lower at max level. That's a huge buff actually. Pounce Scepter range increased by 100. Level 10 talent from 6 agi to 7 agi. Fish Bait grants Fish Bait can throw it on enemies to reduce their movement speed by 30% and grants you true sight over them for 4 seconds. If you pounce on an enemy during that time, you'll be rewarded with 50 attack speed for the duration of pounce. Cooldown 20 seconds. Cast range 1100. That seems pretty good.
I think it's
give
kinda
that a B.
ass.
Yeah, that's a C.
It's like a good thing. Like after you're like 4 or 5 slotted on.
I mean,
slice,
you'll totally just randomly buy it, but
Yeah.
and you're definitely not excited.
Oh,
by it.
Snapfire nerf, please. Fire Snap Cookie mana cost increased. Lil Shredder mana cost reduced. Gobble Up now is 150 mana cast. Gobble Up Spit Out no longer has a 50 mana cost. Gobble Up can now target special units like Golem, Spirit Bear, etc. Gobble Up impact damage changed from 40 to match the current glob values of your ultimate.
So wait, can you like gobble up ancients now? Like ancient
Yeah.
No, I
creeps?
think it means like Warlock Golem.
Like creep heroes?
Oh,
You could already
you could already gobble up
those.
ancients. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
Or
They're-
ancients I have no
no,
idea.
ancient
but
creeps you couldn't.
Oh, then you probably still can't.
I
All
think
right,
Sag.
who knows, whatever.
Shard ability. Units in the point blank range of Scatter Blast will be knocked back 250 units and take 125% extra damage and be stunned for 1.5 seconds.
That's a
So now
stun.
enemy units that are really close to you get huge damage and stunned. That's actually really good. That's
It's not
A
really
tier.
that much damage. Keep in mind, you can't even have this before 20.
I mean, that damage
Like
doesn't really
125 is
matter.
like
The
whatever.
stun
Yeah.
kind of does.
The stun?
It's more of a
Yeah.
stun. I think it's
Yeah.
probably a. Oh, I forgot Snapfire. Thank you, anonymous poster.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, sniper. Strength gain increased, agility gain reduced, base agility increased from 21 to 27, base damage unchanged. Shrapnel charge, you get shrapnels 5 seconds quicker. Concussive grenade grants concussive grenade, knocks back enemies 425 units, slowing them by 50% and disarming for 3 seconds. This is actually pretty good because sniper struggles with people getting on top of them, and now you have just a fucking grenade to launch them back. I'd say that's like
will,
B
will
tier.
it save you in a lot of situations? Probably.
I mean,
not,
it's like a
but-
flame break knockback.
Could be good sometimes. Yeah.
The disarm's really nice. I mean, sniper has a lot of int already. I think this definitely just B tier, but it could be really annoying, especially with the CDR.
Spectre, base attack speed reduced by 10. Dispersion rescaled so that it's 2% less at max level. Spectral dagger cooldown increased, so it's worse early. Spectre dagger mana cost increased early, it's worse. Shadow Step Scepter ability now also casts a spectral dagger on his target. That's kind of cool because her Ags was trash. It's still probably trash. Dispersion can activate Dispersion to spawn a haunt illusion to attack the most recent hero that damaged you.
Wait, is this global?
It's
Yes.
yeah. Can you jaunt to that illusion?
Yeah, you can jaunt
Yeah.
any.
Yeah. So let's say you take damage from it. Like let's say Zeus ults you.
I
And
mean,
just halfway
yeah.
across the map, you can be like, "Surprise, motherfucker!" and then just show up on top.
So wow.
I think that's cool. All right, Spirit Breaker. Another strike cooldown reduced by 10 at each level. Charge of Darkness Scepter cooldown from 6 to 7. Charge of Darkness Spectre movement speed increased from 100 to 175.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit.
Human.
All right, Aghanim Shard causes another strike to have a cast delay rather than a cast time. Deal 200% so that if you cancel
It's old Nether Strike basically.
yeah. Deal 200 extra damage and apply break for 4 seconds. That break's pretty big. You are also spell immune during the cast delay. Dude, that's actually really good.
It's like an Ag
There's-
Scepter worth.
This is when Spirit Breaker was cancer. This is how his spells worked.
Yeah, that's
break.
that's cool.
It's an
All
A
right,
for
Storm
me.
Spirit, level 15 talent from 325 to 375 HP. Level 25, Overload pierces immunity. Literally never seen that taken once, ever. Changed to 2 Overload bounces. Causes your attack to bounce up to 2 times that random enemies can bounce back if there are only 2 enemies. I think it's cool, but I think I would still never take it over the other one. Maybe I'd take it if I had like a Daedalus and a Divine Rapier, but I don't see myself getting that on Storm Spirit very often. Electric Rave gives you and allied heroes within 75% AoE of you 3 Overload charges. Lasts up to 12 seconds or until the charges are depleted. I think that's
To
cool.
make you dance.
I think the name's kind of silly, but I think it's.
Like,
I think it's.
cool, but, like, I don't know. I don't know when you're ever gonna
I
buy
mean,
those.
you
the
get.
actual game.
I think you could like. I don't know if you could like take Roche really quickly with it because it's only 3 charges, but it's definitely a lot of burst damage. It's almost like a Tusk
Yeah.
tag team type
Yeah,
of
if
thing.
you have like 5 heroes attacking one target, that's a fuck.
Oh my god, you pick this with Meepo and then they all get overload charges.
They all get
I mean, it's-
overload. That's wild.
It's like old Chilling Touch, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Sven.
is like
No, also
Not super
Storm Spirit
impactful.
gets 40 attack speed with this, so
that part's cool.
I think it's probably
it passively provides
Yeah.
him 40 attack.
Oh,
yeah, it gives you 40 attack speed all the time,
holy shit!
which means
Okay,
it,
attack speed.
yeah, I think it's actually A for this.
Yeah,
I
agree.
think Storm as a hero is
I
not good, but
God Strength
rate however
reduced.
you want.
God bless God Strength reduced. This is what I called Stormhammer Scepter no longer applies attack on impact.
Mm-hmm.
And reduces
Stormhammer
the
Scepter
range.
bonus range reduced by 150. Level 15 talent from Stormhammer dispels to 4-second Warcry duration, and the dispel was moved to his shard. All right, God bless.
I think Sven's still
Nerfs.
good, but solid nerfs. Maybe we can do one more next
Wasn't enough.
one more next
Fuck
patch.
Sven.
So I think he's,
Techies. Aghanim Shard ability increases blast off cast range by 600 and applies a 1.5 second stun to enemies within 200 AoE.
600.
Dude,
And you can
What?
cast from you can cast
200
from wherever
AoE.
away.
200 AoE is really small. Though.
Yeah, you have to land on top of them.
Plus
But that's
600 cast range. What?
Yeah,
That's
pretty
still cool.
nuts.
across the
Oh, that's
fucking map.
nuts.
That's going across the friggin' map. I hate techies.
All right. TA. Base strength increased from 19 to 21. Base attack range increased from 140 to 160. Sideblade's attack range bonus rescaled so that it's more early, less later. And Sideblade's spill range is now 2 times your attack range. I don't know how it
was
idea
it
about
less
map.
before?
Yeah, I have no idea how that works out. I'm pretty sure that works out to where you have more range with your Sideblade's spill now. Level 10 talent from 15 movement speed to 20, and then upgrades causes psionic traps to silence enemies for up to 2.5 seconds based on how long the trap is charged. That's like really good.
Wow.
I think TA was already good. I think TA is even better now. Terror Blade. Reflection duration increased early. Terror Wave ability is now gained when equipping Scepter rather than after Metamorphosis.
Wait.
So now it's a separate spell.
I
So now you have the spell always rather than after. So now it's like independent from Metamorphosis.
Oh yeah.
Terror Wave Fear duration reduced. Terror Wave Fear now sends units away from you rather than towards the fountain. Terror Wave Scepter ability now grants Terror Wave Scepter ability now grants you Metamorphosis for 10 seconds. And Metamorphosis is already active. It extends it by... Okay, so basically, it gives you a new spell that causes Terror Wave and then gives you 10 seconds of meta. I think that's actually really good.
I mean, it's better than the garbage he had before.
And then minus 32 second cooldown and minus 34. I don't know. I think the attack range is still the superior talent. Shard grants Demon Zeal. Costs 25% of your current HP to cast, providing you 25% movement speed, 50 attack speed for 6 seconds. Provides 50% more bonus while melee.
What the heck?
That's
This
cool.
is just like a free item.
Yeah. I think those are S tier changes actually.
Free with purchase.
And it doesn't cost you anything because you're
Yeah,
you shit
and
out
it's a
money.
14 second cooldown.
And you
Yeah,
just
that's-
worst case scenario, you just pop it as soon as you're about to sunder.
Yeah, and let's say you want to kill
There's no
someone,
real
you
downside,
pop it and
yeah.
you sunder them for more damage.
Yeah.
All right, Tide Hunter. Kraken Shell damage block increased. Level 10 talent from 15 movement speed to 20. Gush damage. The 10 and 15 were swapped. So you get mana early, and then Gush does more damage at 15. Anchor Smash increases Anchor Smash damage by 90 and causes it to affect buildings. The fuck?
Okay.
It actually does a lot of building damage because, like let's say you have like the level 25 where you have like plus 250 damage. You
mean-
can just shred buildings.
Yeah, because Anchor Smash already gives you bonus damage.
Yeah. Timbersaw.
Probably
Level 10 talent from
Maybe.
175 health to 200. Whirling Blade, base damage, increased overall but lower early. Whirling Death range increased from 300 to 325. Timber Chain speed increased early levels. Chakram Scepter slow now stacks independently from the primary Chakram. So now when you use the Scepter and the one on top of each other, it slows more. Chakram cast animation reduced. So the Timber Axe is a lot better now. Grants Flamethrower. Releases a flame in the direction you are facing. Lasts 7 seconds. Applies a debuff that deals 75 DPS and slows by 20% for 3 seconds. Sets trees on fire that eventually die after 5 seconds.
All right.
Dude, that is so cool.
Someone working at Valve was definitely in California this year.
And presumably it just like keeps going when you're using your other skills.
Yeah, it's just in the direction you're facing. Tinker, Scepter reworked. Upgrades your laser into a shrink ray. Causes it to have plus 400 cast range and reduces the enemy's model size and current health value by 3%.
And for the model size
These
thing,
stacks.
please observe the picture in good gamers.
Laser bounces onto the furthest target up to 700 range from the primary target.
Oh my god. Oh
It
my god.
stacks, dude. It fucking stacks. So you can just keep making them smaller.
This is tiny on 10 stacks.
Why? Why
This
is
Tinker
this a
shit is
thing?
fucking hilarious. Like,
I hate Tinker.
This is so funny.
And he gets a new unit that you can just friggin' rearm as well? Right?
Okay, so this new laser not only does it increases their current health by 20%, which is a lot, especially if they're like max HP, and it still bounces to one target up to 700 away, and it stacks. That's really good. Defense Matrix grants Defense Matrix. Target an allied unit, applying a barrier to them that blocks the next 200 damage and provides 40% status resistance. Barrier lasts up to 10 seconds or until the damage shield is consumed. So now you can pop this shield, and if like someone does damage to you, you can still blink, right? So like now your blink can't automatically cancel by like immediate DPSs, and that is actually such an insanely
And
like,
it's low
powerful
mana
change.
cost, so you can spam it.
Yeah, Tinker actually like there's a chance that Tinker's actually just giga busted.
Yeah, I think
now.
Defense Matrix is completely broken.
Yeah,
I'm just writing hate.
You have it on yourself constantly because you just rearm it all the time. Like, there's no risk. How do you ever stop him from blinking?
I mean it's only 200 HP, but like that's still a lot.
You have
I
to
don't
like
know, I think-
actually damage him. You can't stun him because then it'll still be 40% status
yeah,
res.
then he can still exactly. All right, Tiny True Cap cooldown reduced earlier, so you can grab more trees. Avalanche now deals 2.5 times damage to toss units rather than 3 times, so less burst damage, but you can tree grab more often, and Grow also gives you more damage. So this makes right-click Tiny a bit better.
It's a lot of damage.
Tree grab charges from 3 to 5, and then -7 seconds to -8 seconds. Craggy Exterior, passive, provides 20% chance to stun an enemy for 1 second and deal 100 damage when a physical attack impacts your hero. Works against enemies within 400 range. Oh, so they don't even have to be melee heroes. They can be heroes that are within 400 range of you. Procs after an attack impacts and does not affect spell immune enemies. So it's like his old Craggy. Tree and Protector. Overgrowth now interrupts targets again.
Nice.
Nature's Guide's upgrade causes Nature's Guides to root enemies upon attacking. Roots them for 1 second and deals 200 damage. Lasts an extra second when attacking from trees.
I mean, it's just how it was before. Only it's not a. Thankfully, it's not a bash.
No, it's not a low cooldown like it used to be. You can't root lock people anymore.
Thankfully, it's not a bash.
Berserker's Rage movement speed bonus increased by 5 at every level. Level 25 talent from -5 seconds plus 2 seconds battle transformation. That's pretty good. Scepter rework. So his old Scepter made people attack you. His new is in which I never saw anyone get.
No. So support troll. You could do it on your teammates. It was really good.
Causes ranged axes to dispel enemies and melee axes to dispel yourself.
Holy
Reduces
shit.
cooldown from 9 to 4 and mana cost by half. You can just dispel yourself every 4 seconds, dude. That's wild, actually.
Oh, I like this
and then you
battle
can
trance.
dispel enemies. So now you can pick it. Now you can pick it against like Omni Knight and just be like, "Haha, fucker!" And just that. Okay.
Battle trance is like old.
I like this battle
Casting
trance.
battle trance now gives you a global aura that gives allied heroes, including yourself, 60 attack speed. You just give your entire team attack speed.
You get that with the battle trance duration too. That's a lot.
Dude, actually, I'm saying that's S tier. That new Scepter seems.
Troll is the new Sven. I'm calling it.
Yeah, I agree. Tusk. Walrus Kick now targets a direction and kicks the closest enemy unit to you. Wait. Walrus Kick now targets a direction and kicks the closest enemy unit to you within 250 radius. Prioritizes heroes. So now you're kicking units to yourself?
Wait, what?
No,
okay.
it's not a targeted spell anymore.
Wait, okay. I'm demoing Tusk. I think I'm still streaming on Discord if you want to see this.
You target a direction, and whatever unit is closest to you kick. In that direction.
You're not streaming on Discord, by the way.
Yeah,
Am I not?
I see it.
Oh, I can't see you. So go next.
I'm
No,
restarting.
that's fine. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
You go in and
so
You already did it.
yeah.
I don't see it. Oh, I think it's because I don't have permissions. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it still does kick things away from.
okay.
But you target a direction.
So now you don't. It's not targeted. Okay, I see.
You can kick stuff like towards your team now.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right, level 25 talent increased from -8 seconds snowball cooldown to -10 seconds cooldown, and then you get frozen sigil back. All right, cool.
Nice.
Underlord.
Love sigil.
Tusk. That's a C change.
I think it's
Underlord
B,
level
it's
10.
free sigil.
Well, no, 1400
Well,
gold.
I'm saying solid ability. Like you get another ability.
Level 10 talent changed from Magic Res to +2 Firestorm wave count. Scepter Rear Dark Rift can now be cast on allied heroes, reducing cast delay by 1 second and cooldown by 50 seconds. So you can teleport to your allies. And it's even faster, and the cooldown is lower. Firestorm can now be self-targeted, and when you use that way, the Firestorm follows you around it. Also causes Firestorm to heal you for 15% of the damage values. So Firestorm will follow you, and reduce the cast point by half. So it'll follow you, and it'll heal you for the damage that it does.
I think all these are pretty mediocre.
Yeah, the problem is the Firestorm AoE is so small. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to cast it AoE around yourself.
Undying. Decay mana cost increased. God bless. Soul Rip damage heal per unit reduced. God bless. Level 10 talent from 5 HP region of plus 40 second decay duration. Level 15 talent from 40 decay duration to plus 10 Soul Rip damage heal. 20 talent from plus 4 tomb stone attacks are destroyed at minus 1.5 decay cooldown, and level 25 from minus 2 second decay to plus 6 tombstone attacks to destroy. Overall nerfs, but
Those are really bad nerfs too.
I think he's still really good.
I don't think so. I think a lot of his power was just by virtue of it being a carry patch.
And you might be right, actually.
Soul Rip decay nerfs are really, really bad. Those are like big number changes, actually. They look a lot more than it looks like.
Yeah, even just it's just -3, but that's if there were like 10 targets, that's 30 less. Agnes Shard increases decay radius by 100 and spawns a zombie around each hero target.
That's just one zombie? Like,
Just one zombie. Yeah.
okay, sure.
All right, Ursa. Overpower cooldown reduced. Early levels. Overpower mana cost reduced. Earthshock slow increased in early levels. Level 15 from 300 HP to 350. Every 6th Fury swipe on a single target causes
You're
Ursa
kind of
to get
eating your
enraged.
mic again.
Every 6th Fury swipe on a single target causes Ursa to get enraged for 1 second.
I mean, that's a lot of Ursa buffs, so I'm just gonna put him as B tier.
Yeah, B. Venge. All right, a lot of shit to say here. Base intelligence increased by 2. Magic missile cast range increased from 550. Wow, a lot actually. It's increased a bunch every level. Magic missile projectile speed increased from 900 to 1350, so it travels a lot faster. Vengeance Aura no longer increases attack range or primary attribute. Vengeance Aura no longer has an illusion death mechanics. Vengeance Aura now increases base attack damage by up to 32%.
Just reverting.
So it's just back to the old one. Scepter rework. Upon death, creates a strong illusion of you that can still cast all your spells and deals 100% damage and takes 100% damage. Illusion has 30% movement speed bonus. If the illusion is alive when you respawn, you will take its place.
That's pretty
XP
solid.
earned by your illusion is given to your hero.
Your illusion is literally better than you.
Yeah.
Wait,
Nether Swap no
can you
longer
use
has
your
charge.
items? I would assume not, right?
Cast all of your spells. It doesn't say
Yeah.
items. Nether Swap no longer has charges. Nether Swap cooldown reduced significantly. Nether Swap cast range increased. Level 20 talent from plus 100 Vengeance Aura attacks range to plus 125 cast range. 25% from Vengeance Aura can cast spells to 16% bonus damage. Agony Shards Wave of Terror now steals 25% of the enemy hero's base damage and grants it to you as base damage for the buff duration. Dude, Core Venge is back, actually.
I think support Venge is also insane off of this.
I think that's
Yeah.
A tier.
An old version of Venge with a way, way better magic missile. A way, 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 way better.
Better magic missile, yeah. And she has more mana, so she can cast it more often now because of the increase in the lane. Venomancer, Venomous Gale initial damage increased by 25 at each level. Level 15 talent change from Gale Impact to summons 2 wards to plus 100 attack range. I think that's a nerf because I think the summon 2 wards is really good actually.
Whoa.
Oh, they just moved that to his Ags.
It's a C tier. I don't think it really impacts literally anything.
Yeah.
The Exodia Veno build. It's
Viper.
very, very critical part.
Nether Toxin mana cost rescaled to 85 at all levels. So it's worse early, better late.
I mean, you
Level
just get
25
1
talent.
point, so it's worse now.
Level 25 talent changed from Nether Toxin silences to minus 11 second cooldown. And then Poison Attack now also lowers armor by 1.5 per stack, increases max stacks by 2. That's really annoying.
It's annoying. I don't think it's good, and you lose the silence. I think it's C tier.
All right, Visage. Attack projectile speed increased from 1,000 to 1,400. Summon Familiar base attack time increased from 0.4 to 0.5. Summon Familiar damage increased by 5, 10, 15 at each level. So I think that overall that's a pretty significant Familiar buff.
What the heck is this scepter?
Scepter grants you ability Silent as the Grave, turns you and familiars invisible, and gives you 25% movement speed, as well as upgrading your movement type to flying, so you can fly over things. When you or your familiars exit invisibility, you deal 30% bonus damage for 4 seconds. Lasts 35 seconds, and the cooldown is 45 seconds. So
What?
it has 10 second downtime, costs 100 mana. That seems busted as fuck.
What?
Yeah.
And then your
Excuse
shard
me?
allows you to cast Gravekeeper's Cloak to turn into stone form, restores 25% of your health. That's S tier. S tier. For sure.
What the heck? The hero's still kind of garbage, but like, what is this Ags?
It's Ags. It seems busted. I think the hero. The hero didn't change, but the familiars are a lot better now. Void Spirit level 20 talent from minus 5.5 to minus 5, so it's slightly worse, but I think Void Spirit is still good. Adds a partial outer ring to dissimulate and increases its damage by 125.
That's a lot of outplay potential because like you get so many. You can move so much during dissimulate now.
Yeah, I think it's the kind of thing where I would get that after like Ags BKB maybe instead of because like I never really know what to go after I have my core items like Yule's Ags BKB. I would usually just go like Bloodstone or Octarine, but now I think you can get this item and still be good because 125 damage is actually a lot because it already does like 400 damage. I think that's I'd call that A tier. Warlock level 20 talent increases 30 Shadow Word AoE to 500 or 300 to 500. Shadow Word now provides plus 20 or minus 20 movement speed on allies / enemies. So Shadow Word now makes people faster or makes people slower. I think that's very average.
Do you have a D tier yet?
D tier?
Yeah, it's A.
D tier overall?
It's S
I think we
to
have one
F.
F or something.
I've had a couple Ds.
Yeah.
Weaver. Nothing changed except for the shard. Causes the swarm to latch onto and reveal invisible units. Causes Geminate attack to also latch causes Geminate also to launch an extra attack onto other enemies within 1200 range of the attack target that have beetles attached to them. Reduces the swarm cooldown by 4. So now the swarm will reveal invisible units, and your extra attack will send another attack to someone who has the swarm on them.
I think it's
Like anywhere?
C tier.
Within 1200 range.
Oh, I see.
I feel like it's really good against heroes that can't just get the swarm off them quickly, but I mean, it's nice because it doesn't. It's nice because you can't just like go invisible to purge it now.
All right, Windrunner, aka Budget Hoodwink. Windrun Scepter movement speed reduced from 45% to 40. Power Shot now becomes global, but after reaching its default range, it only affects heroes, max 1 hero. Impacted heroes will be killed if they are under 13% health after taking the impact damage. Kill threshold scales based on Power Shot channel duration. So it's like an AA Sunstrike.
I'm watching this video and it's just going.
It
will go across them.
I mean, that's cool.
It's so small though, like.
I know, but it just gives you that one like, oh shit, they got away. No, they didn't. Haha, fucker. You know?
Yeah, but it's so slow that like.
I mean,
you have to like. It's like.
It doesn't target a unit. You just like throw it out, and if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
It's like landing a Sunstrike on a hero that just got away.
I don't know.
Like,
It's definitely
slower, I think.
C tier. I don't think it does anything.
It's got some sick mind game potential, or late game, you just kind of toss a power shot from some angle so they can triangulate your position and TP somewhere else.
It's super nice because like you can throw it and then your allies can hit someone and then it'll just like finish off. But
all right, Winter Wyvern base damage increased by 2, broken. Cold Embrace base heal per second increased pretty significantly. Actually, very significantly. Cold increased base heal now.
You get a level in the lane now, Treebeard.
Arctic Burn Scepter mana cost reduced from 30 to 20. Arctic Burn Scepter upgrade also increases your movement speed by 25%, and level 25 talent from 1.5 Winter's Curse, or 1.2 to 1.5. When Cold Embrace ends, a Splinter Blast goes off at the location, hitting enemies within 1200.
Didn't you argue? That's a lot.
The Egg Shard is insane, especially with level 25. I want to see that.
All right, I'm playing.
I think it's C tier.
I am now playing Mid Wyvern. This is A tier.
Witch Doctor.
Seriously, the Shard is like C tier or whatever. 25, it is S plus tier.
Yeah, but
it's
like
absolutely.
I think it's only good on essentially core Wyvern. Because I don't think you're really ever gonna
no.
Are you? How often does a Wyvern get 25?
No, I mean you just buy the Shard when you hit 25. If you hit it.
Oh,
if you don't, then you don't buy it.
In that case, then fine. Yeah. I agree. All right, Voodoo Switcheroo turns you into a Death Ward for 2 seconds. Death Ward has minus 30 attack speed. You are hidden / invulnerable.
It was such a great fucking idea, and then they decided to make it 2 seconds, 70-second cooldown, and 250 mana. And it's actually F tier. I cannot imagine a worse fucking talent. It's actually fucking embarrassing.
That goes in their memes. I don't.
Yeah, facts actually.
It sounds great until you read everything about it.
Sounds great until you read.
70 seconds. Oh my god.
I'm sure people will still buy it because it's funny.
By the way, a 30 attack speed on a Death Ward is literally just 30% less damage.
Yeah, I mean, Death Ward is one of those things that scales really well with attack speed. So losing 30 means it loses a lot.
Guys, you're invulnerable
it has base attack speed.
I like it. Memes C D F. All right, Wraith King. 2 more to go. Reworked Mortal Strike. It is now a passive cooldown critical strike ability. Crit up to 270% cooldown of 4. So now instead of random strike, you just crit every 4
seconds. It's like CK almost, right?
Reworked Vampiric Aura, now called Vampiric Spirit, provides you with 34% lifesteal, can be activated to summon skeletons, same number as when it was on Mortal Strike. Skeletons also have the lifesteal. Scepter upgrade now buffs Wraith's units with 75 attack speed and 25% movement. So people who die around Wraith King have more attack speed and movement speed. Level 20 talent from no reincarnation mana cost to 30% to 30 movement speed. 25 from 20% Vampiric Aura at minus 2 second. Cool. So you'd have a 270 crit every 2 seconds at level 25. 270% crit at 4 seconds is actually still pretty good because now you can like time your crit to do big damage to like the support in the lane, right? And then your shard.
It's also just like old CK, which makes your lane unbelievable.
Yeah, it doesn't give you lifesteal, but you already have lifesteal, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Causes reincarnation and not have a mana cost, and spawns 3 skeletons to attack each nearby hero when reincarnation is triggered. By triggered, it means so when you die, it spawns 3 skeletons per hero.
I mean, that sounds okay.
No, I think
when you're a carry, you probably hit level 20 about the same time. That's 20 minutes in, maybe a little bit after.
Level 20 around 20.
On average, farming.
Even with a Midas, you won't really.
I disagree. I think you usually hit level 20 around like 30 minutes in. I think this is objectively like way better now because if
you
have
to pay for it though, which sucks.
I know, but it's still like your rankings are
up a talent too.
I think it's A. I think
the hero overall is A.
Alright, Zeus. Thunder God's Wrath mana cost increased. God bless. Thunder God's Wrath cooldown increased.
God bless.
God bless. Level 10 talent from 1.5 to 1.25. Level 20 talent from 12% cooldown to 100 damage. Level 25 damage, 150. So the cooldown reduction removal is really good too. Like all over Zeus nerfs, which we really needed. Alright, Static Field can be cast. Static Field can now be cast to perform a heavenly jump, shocking the closest visible enemy within 2,000 range.
Within 2,000 range? What?
And reducing their movement speed by 100%. Reducing movement speed by 100% for 2.5 seconds. If you're moving forward, you will jump towards the direction.
So you're just rooting someone.
I mean, it has to be.
No, it just slows them extremely.
It has to be visible.
So it's 100 move speed.
No, it's by 100%. So.
Yeah. So is that slowing them to 0 or to base?
They can still move.
I think it's to half.
Yeah, it's
half movement speed.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is extremely.
I have no idea actually. I'm not gonna.
It's half. If you look at the axe in the video.
If I remember correctly, base MS is like can't go lower than 100 or something.
Yeah, that's what I.
I mean, I think all these things are garbage. Zeus D tier. Alright, now moving on to items. I didn't put the items on the list because I have no idea what they are. Fluffy Hat. Nice.
Fluffy Hat. 250 gold for 125 health. Falcon Blade. It requires the Fluffy Hat Sage's Mass Blaze of Attack and 225 gold recipe. It costs like 1100 total. It gives health, regen, and damage. I think every mid laner that I've been watching since we've been doing this is essentially rushing Falcon Blade.
I mean, that is a lot of mana regen. Not a lot of mana regen. Not a lot of damage, but it's a lot of mana regen.
It's essentially like what it's an item now that you can get between early and mid game that has serious value.
It's like a mid drum almost now. It's like a better drum.
Yeah, it's like an item. It's like for a lot of heroes that want to get like a slightly that want to get like a good item but want something beforehand to just give them that little edge. This item does that.
You go like phase instead of drum. You get like the Falcon Blade now because it has good build up too. Because you just get like the Sage's Mask, then the Fluffy Hat, and you just build it all together.
Yeah, you have to use the mana regen though, because that's like the exciting part of this for sure.
Yeah. Orb of Corrosion requires Blightstone, Orb of Venom, and a Fluffy Hat. 130 health, 13%, 4% slow, 3 magic damage per second, and 3 armor reduction.
It just kind of combines the 3 items, nothing special.
It's like a good pause 4 item, right? Like, you kind of rush this in lane and then just click the fuck out of the enemy hero, right?
Nothing
I don't
special.
think you buy it. Yeah, I don't think you ever buy this.
Witchblade requires Blitz Knuckles, Chainmail, Robe of Magi, and 600 gold. It's like 2,500, I think. Or around 3,000. It grants 35 attack speed, 12 and 6 armor, and 300 projectile speed. Has a 9-second passive cooldown that procs on attacks, applying a curse for 3 seconds that slows by 25% and deals your intelligence as damage every second.
Oh, God, this is a silencer item.
It's like a really good like mid intelligence hero, or potentially like pause 4.
Alright, this is my new Furion item.
Yeah.
Did you know that Medusa has plus 75 int now?
Yeah, I mean, it's level 25, though.
All right. Glipnir requires Maelstrom, Rod of Ato, and Gold Recipe. Gives 30 damage, 20 int, 12 strength, 12 agi, passive 160 damage, Chain Lightning proc. What is regular Maelstrom Chain Lightning proc damage?
I think it's 160.
It's less,
or is
I think.
140?
I think 160 is the Mjolnir proc damage.
So Maelstrom passive is 140, yeah. So it gives 160, targets at 450 AoE, releasing a lightning strike onto each enemy unit. So it roots enemies in a 450 AoE for 2 seconds and deals 220 damage. Frenzy was messaging me. This is actually like a sick as fuck Arc Warden item. Because you can, with Arc Warden, you could chain snare people for 4 seconds while right-clicking the shit out of them and dealing damage. And you always build Maelstrom anyway, so you could just get this instead of Mjolnir, right? It's
It's
Frenzy
really
here.
good against PL, I think.
It's
too.
has a lot of cast range too.
Yeah,
1100.
it's a really good item. Mage Slayer requires Cloak, Alacrity, Claymore, and Recipe. 20% magic res, 20 agility, 20 damage, and causes your attacks to place a minus 35% spell lamp debuff on enemy heroes for 4 seconds.
Also, not to go back to the Glepnir, but it's also an AoE, whereas Atos is just a single target. So
Right, yeah. So
so
you could
literally you have better Pit Lord pit. So.
And no projectile, I think.
It is a projectile. Here, I'll show
Oh,
you.
it is. Oh, it is. Okay. That makes it less exciting, but it's still probably fine.
The projectile looks really cool.
Yeah, it's just it's a weird fucking. I don't know who buys this besides apparently Arc Warden. I guess that one kind of makes sense. But it's just such a
Maelstrom
Atos is just such a.
All right, I'm just buying it every game and just seeing how it turns out. I'm sure.
seeing who it works for. Silent, sure, I guess.
All right, if you want to watch my stream shoot, I can show you what it looks like.
Glepnir.
All right.
I'm ready. It's like an instant chain proc.
It's a
lightning.
fast projectile.
Yeah, it's pretty.
All right, Mage Slayer. I'll keep my stream up too, so we can show off the other items. Requires Cloak, Blade of Alacrity, Claymore, and Recipe. All right, I already read this. I honestly have no idea how to judge this item. I think it could either be really good or really bad.
Minus
I don't-
35% spell amp debuff.
Who buys this?
I think
This is so
offlaners
fucking
buy
bizarre.
this.
Do you? Really?
Agility.
Who just left?
If you get a
True
button,
Gen.
Oh, True Gen. Is he okay?
Yeah, he said
Sorry, is she okay?
gonna hop out of call. Heroes was fun.
Okay. Eternal Shroud requires Hood of Defiance, Voodoo Mask, and 1100 gold recipe. Grants 8.5 HP regen, 20% spell lifesteal on heroes, and 4% lifesteal on creeps. Can be activated to create a shield that absorbs 400 magic damage. So I think this is a really good offlaner item. The
And
Eternal
converts
Shroud.
it to
no, it
mono.
isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Why?
Look how expensive the recipe is.
It's
But it converts. But that's like
Look,
the same.
so
That's like the same
compare
price of a pipe.
compare this item to just a hood
a
for
bristleback
double
item.
the cost. Literally over double the cost.
It's a bristleback
It
item.
blocks
I don't
the
know who
same
else
amount of
gets it.
damage and gives you the same. Wait. It doesn't even
gives
give you
3
fucking
mana.
magic. It doesn't even give you fucking magic resistance.
But it absorbs magical damage.
Yeah, so Hood already does that. This item is
Wait,
fucking
did-
terrible.
Wait, check the.
It
check-
does give
yeah,
you.
give.
It must do.
Yeah,
that.
it
must
gives
be
you.
that. There's no way.
Yeah,
you
it gives
lose
you
that.
the
It
20%.
gives you 20% magic res.
But this is still just like
It's a
why are you paying
bristleback
this
item, I
cost?
think. Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah,
who buys
maybe
it.
bristle. Like that's true.
Like
that's
you
true.
because you have to buy the hood and the voodoo mask and actually use both. Because if you don't buy both, then why would you get it?
I could see offlaners buying this item. I think it could be really good.
1100 gold recipe that doesn't do anything that the other items in the other rest of the build up don't already do.
It is a ton
It's
of
not like
spell
it doesn't.
lifesteal.
You're not paying for a recipe for a new active. It already basically has that active. You just happen to get some mana off of it, which is like whatever.
I mean, the spell lifesteal is a ton, but it's just depending on whether you'll actually use it or not.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next item: Helm of the Dominator. Helm of Dom can now be upgraded to level 2 by buying an Ultimate Orb and 1600 recipe. Allows converting of Ancients. Minimum health increase to 1800. Increases stat, armor, HP regen bonuses from 666 to 288.
Who asked for this?
So Helm of the Dominator base is 2350. Helm of the Dominator upgraded is 6000.
6,000?
But it's $20 stats, not 10.
Yeah.
It's 20 all stats.
We have to buy the
you're
ultimate
buying an
orb,
Ultimate
so-
Orb.
Who? I mean, I guess it's just like,
But you're not buying 2 ultimate orbs. You're buying 1.
yeah. But it,
Alright,
it already had 6, and now you get 20.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
All right. So all 3 blinks, or blink can now combine with all 3 of the, big items. The
Yeah.
big
Where you go
stat
find
items.
this stuff.
Yeah. So the first one, Overwhelming Blink, requires Blink Dagger Reaver, and so the gold, they're expensive.
Yeah.
They're each 680. Like the recipe cost differs because like Mystic Staff costs different than like or
No,
does
the
it?
recipe cost is the same.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. The recipe, recipe cost is the same for all of them. So Overwhelming Blink, so where you blink to, will in an 800 AOE 50% movement speed slow and 50 attack speed slow for 6 seconds, and they will take 200 plus 100% of your strength.
800 AoE is a large amount.
Yeah, I'm showing it on the.
800
Imagine
is
a
very
max
large.
Strength Morphling with that.
Max
like
strength morphling.
Just
It's like
blinking with that
it's like
dagger.
Ursa Shock.
Sick.
All right, the Swift Blink, which Frenzy was telling me, and I agree, a sick Arc Warden item.
It's also a sick draw item.
Sick draw item. After teleportation, you gain 30% phase movement speed, 40 attack speed, and 40 attack damage for 6 seconds.
You know who else it's really good on too? It's fucking Meepo, dude.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, super scary.
Because it also gives all of us, because you always you'll buy Blink a lot anyways, and then now you'll also have 25 agility.
Yeah,
And
any
then
Blink
Arcane
Agi
Blink-
heroes are gonna buy it. So
After teleportation with the Arcane Blink, you gain 25% ability cooldown and 50% cast point reduction.
Shadow Fiend, baby.
well, like you
Yeah,
use
I
it. The
Ooh,
25
it sounds really cool.
The 25% ability cooldown reduction, that's like, say you use a big cooldown ultimate, it'll just be 25% off that immediately, right?
Yeah, I think it's for a lot of heroes that don't have spells that cost like less than or have cooldowns that are less than Blink Dagger. It's basically like Octarine Core's CDR.
I was testing that out with like, just like demoing and like testing stuff out, and I tried that out with like this like core silencer type deal, and it was pretty sick because if you blink in and use your ult, it's only like on a 70-second cooldown or something like that.
A cast point
Really
sounds kind of
powerful.
nutty for some heroes too.
Alright.
I don't know who.
Wind
but-
Waker requires Yule's Mystic Staff and a recipe, 1600 gold. Gives 50 movement speed, 6 mana regen, 35 int. Extends the Cyclone functionality to allow casting on allies. So, like, if you had this and your ally got dueled, you could just Cyclone them. And now, when you Cyclone yourself, you can fucking move the tornado.
All right. All right. How long until Nintendo DMCA's for using the term Wind Waker?
Hold on, can you move? You can't do it for like an allies tornado.
No,
Doesn't
it's just
seem
yourself.
like it.
Yeah, it's just yourself. When cast on yourself, you can move the tornado. I really don't want to read through the rest of the changes. Let's just play Dota.
All right. I'll read through the rest of them just for the sake. You guys can queue. I'll just
Who
Read through it.
wants to play?
I'll play.
Ether Lens, mana
Yeah,
reduced from
someone's gonna
450 to
wanna do it.
300. Soul Booster doesn't give magic res. Octarine Core no longer gives magic res. Doesn't have a recipe. Uses Ether Lens. No longer provides spell lifesteal. I think Octarine Core is just Bloodstone doesn't have Voodoo Mask. What actually uses Voodoo Mask outside of that one item now?
Is there room for me?
Bloodstone grants spell lifesteal.
Wait,
Echo
hold on, JD,
Saber.
one second. Wait, who all wants to play in this call?
Treat.
Cheesefuck,
mean,
did you want to play?
Yeah, like I said, I'm down, but if someone's been here longer than me waiting, then
No, I'm not playing. So if
If
you guys
JD's
want to
not
play,
playing, then we have 5. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
great.
just reading through the rest of the patch notes. I can just deafen myself if you guys just want to.
No, I'm fine listening. I just want to queue and get ready for a game.
Oh shit, I didn't update.
I think core silencer, like no shit, could be like super good.
Yeah.
Like no shit with some of these item changes.
Silver
Dude, I
Edge
just want to play the new hero. So
Is that like a
Red.
Witchblade or whatever?
requires
It's like
Oblivion Staff.
300.
Witchblade seems like such a
Damage
bizarre
reduction.
item because it looks like it's like literally just for silencer and no one else.
I mean, I think it could be okay on like Arc Warden. He has high int.
All right, I'll just step it myself and go
maybe.
through the rest of these real quick.
Okay.
All right, so we have Silver Edge now requires Oblivion Staff instead of Echo Saber. Echo Saber can still be disassembled. Changed from 45, 40, 12, 10, 1.5 to 45, 40, 10, and 3 mana regen. Recipe increase, still 500 cheaper. Doesn't have the passive, kind of sucks. Kind of hard to build it now. Ring of Tarrasque removed. Heart of Tarrasque doesn't use Ring of Tarrasque because it's removed. No longer has out of combat regen, but the rest of it's really solid. They really want push heart. Holy Locket now gains a charge every 15 seconds. Now requires Fluffy Hat and Headdress instead of Ring of Tarrasque. Recipe cost decrease, same overall cost. Now provides 3 regen aura. Satanic doesn't have a recipe, doesn't have status res. Damage increased, Unholy Rage duration increased. Sange status upgrades don't stack. Halberd recipe decreased, regen amp decreased, status res decreased. Kai Sange status res increased, Sange Yasha status res increase. I have Scotty health mana decreased. Drove endurance charge count is now 8. Now requires Windlace, More of Magi, Belt of Strength, and 550 gold recipe. Provides move speed aura again. And just 6 strength, 6 int. Boots of Travel sells all the TP scrolls you have. Engage grants you 1 charge. Mask of Madness damage decreased. Abyssal Blade triggers the passive bash cooldown, which means you can't activate passive bash. Blade Mill price increased by 175. Glimmer Cape uses a gold recipe instead of Glow of Haste. Doesn't give you attack speed anymore. Necro cooldown decreased by 10. Archer Warrior now has a movement speed aura. Javelin proc is now 30% still instead of 25. Proc damage reduced from 8 to 70. Demon Edge damage reduced by 2. MKB damage reduced by 2. Recipe increased. Proc damage decreased. Magic damage procs on attacks no longer work with Lifesteal. This is a general change, which means you can't use MKB to gain a lot of Lifesteal back. Maelstrom proc chance increased from 25% to 30, same as Mjolnir. Deso damage reduced by 5, Rapier damage reduced by 30. Unholy Strength active damage bonus increased by 4. Health drain reduced by 4. Hood magic damage or magic resistance reduced by 5%. Doesn't have a recipe. Pipe recipe increased by 300. Pipe is just so garbage now. Vlad's requires a buckler. Gives armor aura, mana regen reduced. Is it a lot more, or is it just instead? I'll look later. Mech requires chainmail instead of buckler. Doesn't have an armor aura. Mech kind of trash. Greaves also requires buckler. Guessing it's just more gold now. Quelling Blade damage reduced by 2. Oov reduced by 25. For cost, slow reduced by 2%. Ring of Regen nerfed a little bit. Sage's Mask buffed by a little bit. Mango buffed by, or nerfed by 10. Voodoo Mask 900, 700. Spell Lifesteal reduced. Medallion of Courage, Monocrossed increase. Duration and cooldown are increased from 7 to 12. Spirit Vessel, Monocrossed, or Mana regen increased. Yule's Mana regen reduced. Vanguard can be disassembled. Crimson Guard block is from 60 to 70. Radiance doesn't ignore Ancient Creeps. Refresher Orb. Mana reduced. Cooldown reduced. Dagon back to Staff of Wizardry Crown and 300 or 1300 gold recipe. Grants more in int now. Claymore. Bonus damage reduced. Cost reduced. Nullifier. Projectile speed increased. Shiva's Guard. Recipe cost decreased. Reaver, Eagle Song, Mystic Staff, all 2800 gold now. Neutral items, new Fairy's Trinket, 100% health, or 100 health, 5% spell and produces mana cost by 5%, solid on int heroes and whatnot. Chipped Vest grants 3.5 HP regen. It passively returns 26 damage to hero attackers and 13 to creeps, so it's like a Shoddy Blade Mail. Possessed Mask, +7. Primary attribute, +7% lifesteal. Solid on carries. No more Mango Tree. Poor Man Shield, Iron Talon. Arcane Ring cooldown increased. Iron Tree cooldown increased by a lot. Tier 2 items. Quicksilver Amulet. 30% attack animation. Projectile speed. +5% movement speed and attack speed. If any of your items are on cooldown, you gain an additional +5% movement speed and +15 attack speed. I think it's solid. If you have a lot of abilities on cooldown, you gain a lot more move speed. Bullwhip, 3 HP regen, 3 mana regen, can be cast on allies. They give them 16% move speed for 5 seconds or enemies to slow them. I feel like this is a super mediocre item. A lot of mana regen though. No more Clumsy Net, no more Vampire Fangs. Essence Ring, health reduced. Imp Claw, cooldown reduced. Tier 3 items, Elven Tunic, grants 26 attack speed, 16% evasion, and 8% movement speed. Very solid on just carry heroes. Almost like a butterfly, you just don't get the damage or the agility for it. Cloak of Flames, give passive immolation aura. So it's almost like a radiance type thing. It gives you 5 armor, 10% magic res, solid on like offlanders or tanky heroes. Ceremonial Robe creates 350 mana, enemies in a 1200 AoE have less status res and less magic res. That's a very large AoE. Psychic Headband grants 12% intelligence in 100 cast range. Activate to push the target enemy 400 distance away from you. So can definitely just 12%. That's a lot if you're on a silencer or whatnot. Remove Repair Kit, thank God. Remove Craggy Coat, remove Greater Fair Fire. Telescope now tier 4. Quickening Charm now 12% instead of 13. Tier 4 items. Penta-Edged Sword. Provides 45 damage plus 80 melee attack range and 20% chance to maim enemies. Reducing movement speed by 20%. So really solid on like melee cores especially. Stormcrafter, 4 amount of regen, zaps an enemy within 700 range of you every 3 seconds, dealing 200 damage and slowing enemy by 40% for 0.3 seconds. Can be activated to Cyclone yourself. It's like a mini Yules, can zap as well. Solid amount of regen. Trickster Cloak, 20% evasion, 20% magic res. Activate to become invisible for 6 seconds. Very solid on like even initiation heroes. Like before you'd buy a Shadow Blade, but now you can just use this and kind of just blink in. Removed Magic Lamp, Shaco, Prince's Knife, Havoc Hammer, Telescope, no longer affects non-player units. Attack and cast range aura increased by 10. Flicker, max blink range increased by 50, no longer costs mana. Spell Prism cooldown decreased by 2%. Illusionist Cape, illusion bonus damage reduced by 2%. Tier 5 item, Giant's Ring. Plus 40 strength, plus 60 movement speed, plus 60% model size and can walk over any terrain. When standing on top of an enemy, deals 100% of your strength per second. I feel like if you're on this large strength hero and you just have like a pudge to where you're just on top of the enemy, if you use your Dismember, I feel like it could be very solid. Really good stats. Model size kind of weird, but Book of Shadows, plus 12 all stats, plus 400 night vision. Target enemy, ally, or self. Target causes the target to become untargetable, but also silenced, muted, and disarmed. Applies a basic dispel. So you can pretty much just have someone out of the fight for 4 seconds to where they can't do anything. Shard is removed, Trident removed, ballista damage increased by 10. Ex Machina. Armor increased by 5, doesn't have a mana cost. Cooldown reduced by 15 seconds. Seer Stone now has an active that reveals an 800 area of the map for 5 seconds. Enemies can see the area is revealed, cooldown 70 seconds. Force Boots. Now a unit targetability with 750 cast range. Push range increased from 600 to 750. Cooldown reduced from 9 to 8. Book of the Dead bonus health increased from 50% to 100%. Mirror Shield all stats reduced from 20 to 16. And Deso 2 bonus damage reduced from 75 to 60. General game now starts at nighttime and turns to day once creeps spawn. So very important that you have, like, especially for level 1 ganks, now having this sort of nighttime. I don't think anybody will like do a Night Stalker passive to start the game. But it's definitely something to keep in mind that way, like especially early skirmishes. Neutral creeps no longer increase their bounty over the course of the game. Stack bonus decreased, Jungle Dead again. Roshan armor growth a little bit more. Radiant Ancient Camp now easier to stack. Added lore to all items. Thank you, Val, very cool. Rearranged some items in the shop, mostly ordering based on cost changes in recent years, but also in some cases moved from one category to another, just cleaning house a bit. When combining, items will attempt to be placed into the slot of their component that has the most similar active effect. Okay, sure. Neutral Ancients magic resistance reduced. Ancient Thunderhide Frenzy ability no longer interrupts movement when cast by neutral. Slam no longer interrupts movement when cast by neutral. Slam a lot better, a lot more slow, a lot more damage, a lot more radius. Ancient Thunderhide's accuracy ability and now has been moved to Ancient Rumblehide. Fixed Thunderhide's Shakiro not working correctly. Ancient Granite Golem model size increased. Black Dragon Fireball increased cooldown increased from 10 to 15. Alpha Wolf unit increased from 4 to 5. Ghost base damage. So just nerfing Alpha Wolf, nerfing Ghost a little bit. And that's all of the Mistwoods update. That should be all. It only took 2 hours 45 minutes, but got through most of it. We didn't get through final thoughts, unfortunately. Sorry for winners, losers, most fun, disappointments. Maybe we'll do it later. Maybe not. I'll leave the rankings up here, just scrolling through them really quickly. And that should be all for now. Thanks for watching.